5.
Hello and welcome back to the SYC in Michigan. We are starting round 2 today. And we're on the medium pattern. And right in front of us we have the U15,
12.
U12 girls.
U12 and a little U15.
Wonderful.
So let's break down the SYC medium pattern. It's 42 feet, 27.4 mils, which is on the medium plus side. Basic play, area play is going to be around the second arrow and a little bit further in. For the left-handers, most left-handers like to play out a little bit further initially, but it's a pretty symmetric pattern where your line of play is around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the left. One of the things that's unique to this bowling center is it is an older lane surface. It's 25 years old. So the front part of the lane will dry up pretty quick, and the right-handed bowlers will have to start making moves to the left. And they're going to need to move left pretty fast. So it's going to be interesting today. I did hear a comment during the morning block on the short that someone said that the topography of the lane and how it breaks down doesn't affect girls as much as it affects boys, and I beg to differ. It affects the ball rotation and the ball motion for the girls as much as it does for the boys. Problem is with the girls, it's a much harder move to get the right ball in their hand because of potential lower rev rates and lower ball speeds. So it does make a difference, and you will see even in the U12 and U15 girls, you're going to see some bowlers moving their feet. In addition, on the pair in front of us, we have 3 two-handed bowlers, and in the girls division, that's rare, but this is the future. There are a couple of two-handed bowlers that are bowling on the ladies tour. One young lady from Sweden who is awesome. But this is the future of bowling for both the boys' side and the girls, is two-handed.
We even have a couple left-handers down here. Not very many out there today. But we have Daisy Newton, who just bowled on 47. Do you think it's going to help or hurt that she's one of the only lefties when it comes to the lane breaking down?
In this case, the pattern's going to hold up a little bit longer. So if she has a good look on the fresh, her look's going to hold up a little bit. Now she is bowling with Alyssa Randisi, who is a two-handed left-hander. But once again, just those two players, the pattern should hold up nicely for them. They won't transition as quickly, and the fronts aren't as burned up as they are on the right side. You just saw on lane 47 Stevie Newton, who is two-handed and throwing urethane, and you can see she's pretty far to the left, but she's off to a pretty good start with a double. And then we have Ellie Kate Murray getting up on lane 47, another two-hander.
I have been so excited to watch her bowl.
Yep, she is fun to watch. She's great to talk to. I love her attitude.
Wow, she's standing so far left.
Look at that rev rate. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, she throws it really well. Her game, she's only getting stronger with her ball roll. And as she's growing, that ball roll is just going to get better and better and better.
It's amazing.
So yeah.
When she's in college, she's going to be unstoppable.
Oh, yeah, unbelievably so. I'm sure the schools already have her on a list. It's just a matter of waiting.
Well, if they don't, they need to add her right now.
Yes. And then on the right lane, Nora Rowe, who is also a really, really good bowler too. This is a fun pair to watch.
All of these girls on 47, 48, they've won at the SYC before, right?
Yes, they have. I believe so. Yep. As they say in golf, it's a feature pair. And we were talking during the awards presentation for the short pattern with our PBA pro, Justin Knowles, and he is, as I am at every stop, duly impressed with the level of skill at such a young age. I've often said that the U15 boys, you pick any five, could beat the team I bowled with in college.
Yes.
Just because there's so much technology out there. These kids are focusing so much on their bowling. High school bowling is, alive and well in most parts of the country, and even now in the junior high level too. So it's the level of accomplishment and skill is really high.
Wow, Alyssa Randisi throws the ball really well.
Yep.
Too. I've never seen her bowl.
Yep. And then her brother Nolan is to our left, a couple of pairs over. He'll be over, I believe, in game 2. So,
her little brother, yes.
Yeah, he throws it good too.
Ooh, Vivian just got a Brooklyn.
Right?
Love to see all 10 down no matter what.
Yep.
Do you think the girls will have an easier time with this pattern since their ball's going to make it a little further down the lane before it starts to hook?
Yeah,
I know last session was hard.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, much easier. There's a little more oil to hold the ball, a little longer pattern, and then the pattern tomorrow, the long, is going to give them even more, ease of score. The scores go up usually on Sundays in the U12 division on both sides, just because of ball speed and rev rate.
Right.
But U15/U12 was my favorite division to watch. They have such a good time while they're bowling. They don't feel the same stress levels as the U18s do.
Right.
And they have a really good time when they're bowling, so it's kind of fun to watch. Ellie Kate throwing a Brooklyn also. Nothing wrong with that. As long as the pins go down, it's a good day.
Let's see, we have Delaney on 45 right now. Something fun about her is that she just beat her mom in league last week. Which is always fun to do. And no doubt, I mean, I saw her bowl last squad, and she had some pretty good games tonight.
Oh, yeah. The other thing I like is that the bowlers, boys and girls, often change their outfits between the short pattern and the medium pattern.
Yeah, there's one girl who was matching her jersey to her socks, and she even changed her socks.
Yes.
So that they would match again.
The bowling jersey companies really enjoy
Yeah, these must be their best customers.
this level of competition. Oh, yes. And Colwick, who is our jersey partner, they do themed jerseys for each SYC and announce them far enough in advance that you can have a jersey, a Michigan SYC jersey, made for this tournament. So it's really cool.
Wow, it's a great ball from Daisy.
Yep, Daisy's did really well, junior gold U12, and now she's in the U15 division. Recovering off of an injury too, so she's just getting back into the game and to take a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, I can't tell she was injured and had time off at all.
Yep. And then on lane 48 is Via Jesperson, who has a really nice game, physical game as well. Just rolls the ball great. So and then one of the advantages I get is as one of our roving scorekeepers is I get to listen to the bowlers in the bowlers area while they're bowling, and it's interesting to hear the conversations because some of the bowlers, even at age 15, age 14, age 12, are talking ball motion and surfaces and where to play the lanes and it's really cool. And then 5 minutes after the round is over, it's you're stupid. No, you're stupid.
I was right.
So it's a lot of fun listening to the bowlers talk.
I bet. Yeah, the younger kids seem to be a lot more talkative. I noticed a lot of the older kids, some of them were reading books or sitting in the back focusing.
Yes.
I think because they put a lot of pressure on themselves, to do well. So.
Hmm. Yeah, as part of our Storm Evolution program, which is free for any youth bowler and their parents to sign up for, we do monthly newsletters with also some tasks that and projects for the bowlers to do. But one of the themes in this past month's Evolution newsletter was about basically mental game and expectations and where the pressures come from and how to deal with them a little bit. And there's self. You apply a lot of pressure to yourself, but then you also have your parents who are also wanting you to do well, and some of them your coaches. And we had a great seminar yesterday with Mike Rochelle and Eric from Turbo, and it's a coaching seminar about parents, when to be the parent, when to be the coach, when to shut that off. How long after an event do you discuss what happened, and then when do you move on? So all of those things are just, that's what you get as part of the Storm Evolution program and working and going to the SYC.
Yeah, I can definitely tell the parents are super invested in how well their kids are doing. It's nice to see.
Yep. Bowling is one of the few athlete-driven sports where you can earn scholarship money as early as the age of 12, or even younger. And so this is an investment for the parents as well because they're building up a scholarship fund. Plus, with bowling, bowlers can get full ride scholarships to bowl at colleges. So this is a unique opportunity that you don't often see in other sports. So there is an investment. There's some money to be won, scholarship money to be won that goes into the Smart account. I think this weekend we're dispersing something like $18,000 or
I think
something to that
said,
effect. Yeah. In Smart money for all these bowlers. So this is an investment for the parents. The travel, the food. How many chicken tenders do you buy over a course of a year? Those kind of things are taken into account as a listener. And DC throws a very nice strike with a messenger coming across. So, bowling is a thing, and I love the fact that there's so many college programs out there now for both girls and boys that will give them the opportunity to go to college and bowl.
Especially for young girls, because a lot of colleges have women's programs to even out the sports between the men and the women. So they're always looking for new athletes.
Yep. And when I bowled in college, we were all clubs on the boys' side. And there wasn't really any sponsorship money or scholarship money available for boys a couple of decades ago. And now there's, you can, even on the boys' side, there's full ride scholarships to be given for good, high school bowlers. So it's a different world, and it's really cool that we can participate in this.
Wow, Emma's shot on 46 was perfect.
Yep, nice shot.
A little bit of a mixer, but she's right where she needs to be. Wow.
Haley Kate.
I love how she bowls.
Yep.
That is so fun.
With a little hand slap. If I was going to be a two-hander, watch that.
Yeah.
Watch how her hand gets through the ball. I mean, that's textbook. I have bowled two-handed. I'm naturally left-handed, so I two-hand bowl right-handed.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And it's interesting technique. I think I'm a little past my prime in regards to switching.
It's hard to learn.
Yep. Although Walter Ray Williams does bowl occasionally two-handed, and he's older than me by a bit, so
it's doable.
It is totally doable.
Do you think that there's any disadvantage with, let's just use Ellie Kate for an example? Mm-hmm. Since her speed is so much lower, she's standing very far left.
Mm-hmm.
and she's covering more of that flat part of the pattern. Do you think there's a disadvantage to that?
Yes and no. The like on the short, it was a disadvantage initially until the pattern came to her, because when the heads broke down, and there was enough carry down coming through that hang on for just a second. Okay. Sorry for that. But yes, there is a little bit of a disadvantage if you look at ball selection. She's using higher RG equipment that gets down the lane a little bit easier, and stuff with not as much differential, so that the ball doesn't try to dive off the friction when it sees it. So it's you matching up your bowler as they get older and stronger and taller is a common thing. I coach juniors in the range of age from 11 on up through 18, and we're constantly cycling through bowling balls, 14 pounds, 13 pounds, 15 pounds. And when the kids move up, they often leave their other stuff behind so that we can pass that on to the next group.
Right.
So I have a whole cart full of two-handed balls and 14 pounds and 13 pounds, and we swap grips around. And then the other part is a lot of the pro shops are just now catching up to how to pitch the holes for two-handed bowlers. Traditional methods do not work when you have only two fingers in a ball. So you have to put more reverse in the fingers, so that the wrist doesn't get damaged. Because when the weight of the ball comes down with a two-handed bowler and there's no thumb in the ball, the weight comes straight down on your wrist. So by pitching the fingers further away, the ball rolls through the hand instead of slamming down on the wrist. So that's one of the things that we work on a lot, and especially getting the knowledge out to the other local pro shops is that when you have a two-handed bowler, is to make sure you pitch those fingers away so you're not hurting their elbow or their wrist.
That's interesting.
Yep, and Stevie throwing a nice big curve right there with her IQ 78. So
I don't see very many girls throwing urethane, but the ones who do throw it very similar to her, just very fast.
Yep. Urethane reads the lane at a very specific part, and you got to be firm with it to take advantage of it.
Wow!
Look at that.
That is amazing.
She is honorable.
She came to the practice session yesterday, and she was a little late, and it was so cool to watch how she just sat her 4 balls down, threw her shoes on, and ran up to the lane with just 1 ball in her hand, just to get shots in. It was very cute.
I used to have that kind of energy.
Right? Yeah, she's been running up and down.
Yep.
Yeah. So fun.
Now you have to stretch for 20 minutes. So.
I know. I was just telling Justin Knowles that I've hit the age where I have to stretch before I bowl. Not fun.
I know.
These kids probably never stretch.
And I hope they're not doodling on the score sheet too badly.
Might get some cute flowers while they.
Yeah, if you doodle on the QR code, then we can't record the scores. And then on the back of one of the score sheets, Mr. Brady McDonough, Storm's bowling science kid, and Mr. Josh Weems have been doing calculus problems on the back of the on the back of their score sheet, where Josh will bring up a formula and show it to Brady, and Brady will break it down, and we get the score sheet in the office and flip it over. And we're like, oh, look at that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, he's a smart kid, Brady.
Oh my God, yeah. Brady, Josh, bunch of those guys are just near genius level, if not. But that's the other thing I noticed at the high performing level of bowling. A lot of these kids are really good students as well. They kind of put the other classic student athlete concept to shame because these kids are all honor roll. I mean,
Right.
that's you know, and I think that's part of the deal with the scholarships involved now, is that the you know knowing that college is a bona fide thing, um, they work a little harder on the grades in the classroom. So, nice,
Oh,
fair.
that was a tricky way to pick that up.
Yep.
That 3-6-10 has been getting a lot of people today.
Yep. Yeah, the squad this morning struggled a good bit um, on picking up right side spares, just because of how much friction. It was a short pattern, and then the extra traction that the surface provides was creating some problems. So.
Right. So we asked Justin earlier, but what is your stance on whether or not to throw a spare ball? Because I've noticed that a lot of kids are hooking and missing.
So there's two schools of thought, and the one school is I would say if you have the opportunity to throw a spare ball, throw a spare ball, throw a hard plastic or hard urethane spare ball. When you have a tournament like a junior gold that limits the amount of bowling balls you're allowed to have, that kind of changes the calculus a little bit. I would say that if you can figure out how to shoot a spare with a urethane ball that doesn't hook as much, that will allow you for those events, you know, like a junior gold. You know you're going to have a urethane ball in your bag for a short pattern. If you can shoot spares with that, then more's the better. Otherwise, I would prefer around home, or if not all the time, a plastic or a hard urethane spare ball. So we have the PBA is on the televisions here in the bowling centers right now, and you know you'll see that EJ Tackett throws a spare ball.
Yes.
Whereas I think Jesper Svensson, I think he throws a spare ball at the 7, but I think he uses urethane for everything else, which he uses for pretty much every shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like especially for the girls, and I struggled when I was this age, it is very hard to flatten your hand out enough to not have your ball hook in the 10.
Yep.
And a spare ball changed my life, so then I didn't have to change anything about my release.
Yeah, and even with working with the college kids and even our regular juniors, we are also, even though it's a spare ball and it has a very simple weight block inside, we still set them up negative so that the ball doesn't try to hook, even if you put a little bit of rotation on it. We try to make the ball neutralize any rotation that you put on it so that it makes spare shooting easier. It's logical.
Right.
And that little puck that's a weight block in a lot of those spare balls is still enough to neutralize the hook to make it easier to make spares, especially at the younger ages with the lower ball speeds. And that way they don't have to try to, flatten out their wrist or do anything crazy. All right. That was a 0 spare by Nevaeh Jesperson. Like I said,
tough spare.
That is a tough spare. I had a teammate who I used to throw gutter balls a lot. So I used to like to play outside edge, and they go, "Oh, they're all in a bunch. Easy spare." Okay.
Yeah, it gets kind of nerve-wracking when you miss the pocket the first time. Now you really have to hit the pocket the second time.
Yep.
Same with the 5-pin. You've got to pick that up.
Yep. These are really, really good bowlers. What kind of scores we've got?
What is the typical scoring pace for this division?
U12 on the girls' side and on the boys' side. You've got a couple of exceptions that'll stay around even, Like Trevor Mason's been getting better and better, and he just had a growth spurt. So he usually sits around a 200 average for most of these events. On the U12 girl side, the number is usually minus by a bit. By the end of the weekend, it's usually around 100 under. Um, and a lot of that has to do with just their skill level. They're not developed enough yet to read the patterns. Meanwhile, we've had events where the U15 boys outscored the U18 boys.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
really impressive.
Yep. But in this case, we've already got one of the boys is 100 over. The short pattern scored lower than we've seen, and the patterns are a little bit more difficult than what we've had in previous years. So I think only one boy was 100 over. The rest were all in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, which is pretty good. On the U18 girls side, there's some really competitive girls. Team USA level, junior Team USA level girls. And they were around 60 over to 40 over was your top three. Like 69, 68, and 49 over on the short.
Yeah, those girls were very impressive to watch.
Yep.
Wow.
Oops. The drawback of two-handed and pulling it a little bit.
It flies.
Yes. But, yeah, they're starting to break down even more already. But the importance of shooting spares cannot be talked about enough, especially when they go to a junior gold tournament where they don't get to see the oil pattern. Spares will save you. And Alyssa Randisi strikes on the fill, so one spare. But the spare shooting will keep you alive in a tournament, and lack of spare shooting will shoot you out of the tournament.
Yep.
So
there's nothing worse than losing by 1 or 2. It's like, could have been any of your spares.
And if you look at it, it's 11 pins a spare missed. So if you miss four spares in a block, there's 44 pins. So there's a lot to be said for focusing on the second ball as much as you focus on the first. And Kate, boom. And the Via Jesperson, same thing. Nice.
Yeah, the scores aren't too bad down here.
Nope. 140s, 150s on the fresh.
Most of their only opens are splits.
We have a 204 on lane 50 on the high side there, so that was...
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. The scoring pace was relatively low at this end of the center on the short initially. There was a lot of 140, 150. High games were in the 180s on certain pairs to get started. And then the scoring pace slowly rose. But, other than the 1-279, which was Taylor Kretz this morning, even on the boys' side, there was only 1 or 2 260 games. So these patterns are a little bit harder and are going to challenge the bowlers.
So is this pattern more difficult, or all three of these, more difficult because the ratio's lower or because of the shape or the topography?
Both. So both and all. The ratios are definitely lower. Previous years, we would stay under 4, but closer to 3 and change. The ratio for this pattern is 2.86 to 1, which is really flat.
Which just means the oil is extremely evenly distributed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you have to deal with the topography of the centers. And that's one of the reasons that the long pattern always seems to score very high, is that not only is the pattern more located in the center part of the lane, but also that it works with the topography of the center. So the bowlers start out already in the right part of the lane topographically, and then there are also the oils there. So it's the hardest part about bowling, technology-wise today, is you have to match the core of the ball, the cover of the ball, the layout of the ball, to the surface and the oil and the ratio and where is the oil placed, and from our friends at Kegel who do our lane conditioning, set up our lane patterns for us, learning how to read. I'm going to hold this up.
Oh, we're going to show
So
it.
brings the camera.
There we go.
Learning how to read one of these is really important. Now, when you go to a junior gold where you don't get to see this until after you are on your way home, the big part in what I do with my program is I put cones out at the end of the oil pattern so that the goal is to get my bowlers to recognize when their ball goes into motion and how much it goes into motion. And then we work on where to put your feet. So feet on the second dot, roll it up the first arrow. Feet on the third dot, roll it up the first arrow, and watch the change in ball motion because they don't have the advantage of having this. But learning how to read these sheets is really important.
On the Storm Bowling website under tutorials, there are 2 really good tutorials. I think Daria does one, and we have another coach on there that explains how they read oil patterns and what they only look at 3 or 4 things. There's a lot of numbers and information on there, but there's really only 3 things that they choose to pick out that help them the most. And if anybody wants to learn more, those 2 videos on Storm's website are really helpful.
Yep. And if you're part of the Evolution program, go into the archives at the bottom of your monthly Evolution program that you get email. There are links to the previous archived months, and in those archives there is a video from John Janowitz from Kegel on how to play the lanes and how to read a graph. So in addition to all the content that Storm has on stormbowling.com plus Storm's YouTube page, pretty much Storm's done an excellent job of providing a comprehensive amount of material that if you wanted to learn about layouts, axis point, tilt, rotation, it's all there. They've given you all of it. Now, one of the things I do want to mention with the Evolution program, it's hosted by Storm, but it's not meant to be ball specific. The goal for Evolution is to develop bowlers. It's not to sell bowling balls. So you may be a Brunswick person or a Motive person. Guess what? You're welcome. Come on in. We want to raise the level of the junior bowlers and keep this going. And so the Evolution program, if you notice, the Evolution program colors are purple and gold. And, they're nothing close to any of the Storm branded stuff. And it's on purpose because we want to grow bowling. That's one of our goals, is to grow the game of bowling. And here goes Ellie King with a chance to strike out for 190. So we had Daisy Newton 178, Stevie Newton 178. Oh,
wow. I could feel her frustration on that 10 pin.
But, that's some good scores. Like you said, these scoring pace really good.
Wow, all 3 girls on 48 could have tied.
Yep.
That's really close. We got 2 178s and a
162. That's good scoring right there.
Wow.
You keep that scoring pace up for the day, you're going to be fine on this pattern.
Would not be mad about
in
that.
In the U12 division, that's really good scoring pace.
Wow, and talk about total opposite styles here. 45 and 46, we just got the boys down here.
Yes. Yeah, so now we are invaded by U15 boys.
I feel like I just got whiplash watching that ball go down the lane.
Yep. So we got one more shot to go, and then we will be taking a short break, and I'll be handing the headsets over to Mr. Justin Knowles, who you've seen on TV recently. And if you're here in the center, there's a bobbing head of Justin that goes up and down the lanes, which I thought was hilarious. That means they love him here. That's okay. That's actually respect. And you've seen him on television earlier this year too. It's really cool.
All right. Well, with that, we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Cool.
Sponsor.
All right, we are back with Justin Knowles, and we are in game 2.
How are the scores last game?
The scores last game for the U12 girls were not bad.
Okay.
We had some 178s and then some 150s.
Okay.
So pretty good for that division.
Absolutely. Looking at the graph, I thought this would be the easier pattern, but watching around the center, they're playing pretty tough again.
You think so, down at the other end?
Yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of good stuff going on. A lot of different strategies. I saw a lot of people really firm and hard up 7-8, and then I saw people curving them from 20 pretty quickly. So
that is the interesting thing about medium patterns. There's like
so
a couple different ways you can do it.
I think that makes them harder from time to time. So many different angles of attack, and got to pick the right one.
Yeah, Brenda asked what pattern they on, so we'll just refresh you guys. So it's a 42-foot pattern. The ratio is 2.86 to 1, so that's pretty low ratio. And the volume is only 27.4 mils, so it's not a ton. So it should start hooking a lot during transition.
Definitely. Short brush drop to 38 feet. Yeah, a lot of friction down lane.
The young girls were actually standing much further left than these boys just because their ball speed was so much slower.
Okay, yeah, just to curve it.
Yeah, I think Ellie Kate was standing on 30.
Wow.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, it makes sense when you gotta get away from all the friction for sure.
Yeah.
It's so impressive watching these younger kids bowl. It's wild.
Wow, is that Trenton? He lofts the ball quite a bit, which I think is helping.
Yeah, absolutely. I had talked to a few kids down there that are having issues early hook, and that was kind of my advice. You got to make sure it gets in the air a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, nice drill for kids to practice, which I think they go over on the Storm Bowling website. You can fold up a little towel or a chamois and kind of put it right in front of the foul line or on the foul line, depending on where you drop the ball, and just practice throwing over that.
Absolutely.
It's a really good drill to kind of get your ball further down the lane.
Great drill for sure. That's why we got to work on our legs. Got a lot of leg workouts, keep them strong so we can be lower and less steep into the foul line for sure. Good shot. Yeah, great shot. Idle? Optimum idle?
That's what it looked like.
Okay. It's a really good shot.
Yeah, and I see a lot of shiny balls going down the lane.
Yeah, a ton of them already. I think the kids, they got smartened up to the amount of friction in the front part of the lane. Like, you know what? I'm just going to throw a ball that definitely gets through that.
Yep.
I am actually surprised there's not more urethane being thrown, but like I said, I think they're just in fear of all the hook in the front. So they just decided to skip the urethane altogether.
Oh wow, that was
Uh-oh.
a nasty weave on 46.
I got the spare. I got the spare coming here.
You think he's gonna pick that up?
I'm liking the spare.
It's a tough one.
Got a good feeling about it. That was good. Good shot.
He almost picked it up. That was Dawson. He had his first 300 at 10 years old.
Wow.
That is extremely impressive.
That is very young.
How old were you?
17, 18? Yeah, pretty
More
late.
normal age, but still
Yeah.
young.
All these kids are doing it way younger than I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a long time ago. What about yours?
Still don't have a sanctioned
Oh,
one.
wow, you don't really? Wow.
No, I don't. I quit
Sorry to
bowling in
put you on the
college.
spot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the houses I bowl at are a little tricky, except for one.
Sure.
I feel one coming.
Yeah, not all house shots are created equal,
No.
for sure. A lot of tough places.
Yeah. I've done it in practice. I've done it at Storm, but they don't count.
Sure.
It's okay. But I know I can do it.
There was a point that Royal Scott was probably the highest scoring center in the country for
Really?
a long period of time. We run a ton of tournaments here, so we'd have a lot of house shot tournaments where if you didn't bowl 850, you didn't make $1 in brackets.
Oh, wow.
And there'd be 5 or 6 of them at a time. It was unbelievable. They've calmed down a little bit now, a little more hook now. Tougher to strike on the house shot, but still pretty nice. I'm sure you would get your first one very quickly here at Royal Scott.
Perhaps.
That's what we love. We love our bowlers to strike.
Yes, it is nice to have a high scoring pace.
Absolutely. Shout out to Royal Scott Grill. The chicken sandwich, fantastic.
Oh yeah, their food here is very nice.
It's great food. Alright, Alex going for a triple here. Cut it a little short, it looked like, off his hand.
Alexander, he is from Coldwater, Ohio.
Oh, wow. It's a
That's not too far.
great regional there every year in Coldwater. Very difficult.
He says that in his spare time, he is a Fortnite player.
Hey, my son would love that. My son's addicted to it. I played some Fortnite for a few years, couple of years.
Yeah, it
Grinded
was
some out.
very big at one point.
Yeah. We counted, my son has 66 Fortnite skins now. So
Oh my
if
gosh.
you guys are wondering where all my bowling earnings go, they go to V-Bucks.
That is awesome. And we have Ethan French on at lane 48. And this is his first SYC. Oh my gosh, another Fortnite fan says in his bio.
Hey, there we go.
Crazy. Good thing they're on the same lane. Maybe
Got
they'll
a
become
a
friends.
duo team here going on.
Yeah.
It's a good shot. I think that was a fast pitch, maybe?
Oh yeah, that's an older
Not sure.
ball.
I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure. It's blue. Close enough.
Got a lot of colored balls like that.
Yeah, I mean, the solid colored balls are so good. If I had a
Yes.
choice, every bowling ball would be solid colored black, and that would be it.
You sound just like every other person on tour.
That sounds like no one wants to see multiple stuff. I don't need anything to make my rev rate look lower than it is.
Oh, facts.
It's
I have
already
a couple
low enough.
balls where my rev rate looks a little, yeah, off.
Yeah, right? Could use a few more revs. That's really good. Yeah, I think that's where you need to be, just inside the track there, 15 to 17ish at the arrows, with a good medium response ball.
They turned think it's throwing the Ion Max.
It looks like a Max, yeah.
It's only the second one I've seen.
Strong ball for this, for sure. A lot of surface on
I
it.
would have thought you'd see more of that during the short pattern.
Me too. I'm surprised, yeah. I thought we'd see more of those and a little less urethane late, and I thought we'd see more urethane early here, and I don't see any.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing, just interesting.
All right, we have Noah up on lane 47. And he's local to Michigan, wants to say hi to his grandma and grandpa. Very sweet.
Good shot. Pretty responsive ball. Not a whole lot of misroom to your left with that one, for sure.
Camden's ball kind of cut those pins like butter.
Yes, it did. Oh, wow.
Messenger missed.
Those are the type of messengers I get right there, the ones that don't connect. Those
Those are the worst kind.
they are. I think that part of my life is over, the big messenger throws. I think that's done
Yeah,
for me.
right.
I think I'm over that hill.
Oh, very
good
nice
split.
pickup on 46.
Good shot.
Wow, how fast is Spencer throwing that
That
ball? What's
was
it say?
hard.
17-1. And that's taking the speed at the end of the lane.
Yeah, that's down lane. That is I think
That
that's
is
usually like 2 mile an hour difference, so probably 19 off the hand, which is wild.
Wild.
And he's going with the urethane straighter. That's, like I said, I'm very shocked not a lot of people stayed out there and tried that.
Yeah. His game's pretty high compared to some of the others.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's good lane play. Once again, I black cloud everybody. So
I think that was me that time.
oh yeah, we're gonna blame you for that one. You
I'll take the blame on that.
That's okay though. Still bowling a good game, making good shots.
So that was the third ball on lane 46 that didn't even touch the headband.
Yeah, I think we might have a little spot there down lane.
Hopefully they're all paying attention to their lane partners.
Yeah, that pair kind of flipped and turned into the tough pair today, it looks like. That was a much better shot. Trenton there. I think we're starting to see a little bit of emotional carryover from the first set. It's getting near the end of the day, and kids that are struggling are.
I did hear there were a couple
little more
kids
upset.
that were very sad with their performance the first time
Sure.
and didn't even eat lunch
Oh
because they
no.
were too sad. I know.
Food is like the one thing I'm definitely doing if
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Not skipping
Too
that.
much of it.
Yeah, hopefully they make it through without crashing. It's a long day of bowling.
These kids are machines. There's no way I could function on this.
I think the biggest tournament I ever bowled as a kid was like a 4-gamer.
Yeah, I don't recall bowling very much when I was younger. I would practice a ton, but I like that play. I think he's just a little quick, but I like the lane play there. I think that's smart.
Yeah, I'm 48. Spencer.
That one was 18-3. That one was fast. Very fast off the
Wow,
sand.
I didn't see Dawson throw earlier, but he throws the ball really nice. I think his ball, I think it's an RST Hyperdrive, possibly.
Okay.
It's just
Hyperdrive?
picking up a little early for him.
Sure. I think the big asymmetric balls are a little too much ball right now. Nice. Good spin.
One thing I'm noticing about these guys that I did not notice about the U12 girls is that there are a lot of open frames.
Yeah, they are missing some spares. A lot of splits. A ton of
A
splits.
lot of splits, yes.
I preach this as much as I can now, and like I said, it's easy for me to say, but the youth kids they develop them a lot less in practice. They're more just kind of trying to get loose and find the pocket, and you really got to dedicate those few minutes to creating a path for your ball to strike. And when that doesn't happen, it's very easy to split. They just stay flat. They get harder in different spots. That was a great shot.
That was amazing.
And yeah, the guys, especially the slower speed guys with mismatch rev rates, they're gonna just see all those changes so fast. I'm personally the same way. I'm rev dominant, so my ball tends to see all the changes at a magnified rate compared to a Jesper who his ball might not see those changes so much.
Gosh, he throws his ball so fast, I don't even know if it realizes it's touching the lane.
It is, him and I can't talk strategy because we play on different planets in different games. There's just no point.
Yeah.
We're so different.
On tour, who do you think is the closest to you as far as lane play?
I think Matt Russo and I are pretty similar. His rev rate's a little lower, but I feel like our games are pretty close.
Yeah.
Everyone else tends to throw it really hard, so the Packy, Kevin, those guys, they're all pretty fast. But yeah, Russo and I are pretty similar. Oh, Jesper is trying to win the playoffs right now. That's great.
Oh, I forgot that's on TV today.
Yeah. Lane 50, it looks like Brennan. Open 7-bagger? Open 6-bagger right now? Great.
Wow, really making up for that open.
Yeah, absolutely. Every open requires a double to make up for itself. It's pretty hard to do sometimes, though.
Yeah, especially if the open was really bad.
Yeah, yeah. Lose some count, yeah. Oh, no.
Wow, that's the second 710 on 46.
This is a really good end to pop one of those out if you throw it hard, so if he throws it hard enough at this, I think we might pop one of these pins out of the deck.
You think?
I think so.
So I heard a strategy on certain machines that
Yeah.
you would want to go for the 10 on 46 because it's more likely to bounce.
Yeah, you're on the right lane, yep. On the left lane, I think it's the same strategy because you want to hit the ball
where
wheel.
The ball return is.
Yeah, exactly, yep. I throw it too slow for that to matter, so
Yeah.
I'll shoot it whatever one I need help making that day.
Yeah. I feel like even when I do try to speed up and throw it fast,
Yeah.
it's not much faster.
It's just not going to do much. Thanks, Phil. Hope you're doing well, Phil. We miss you in Michigan. Phil is here. He coached at Saginaw Valley for a while here and moved back out to Vegas. Gets to live in the sun and heat while we freeze here. So.
The weather is very Midwest this weekend.
It's Midwestern. Oh, little Gene, what's up? You should be bowling this, Gene. Should definitely be here.
Another great ball by Dawson. He just needs to string a couple of those along.
It's looking good. The good shots are great, for sure. Landon's putting together a good game here, yeah. Nice.
Who is?
Landon on 47, just quietly putting a good solid game up. I really like that play. I mean, he slowed that one down a little bit, bellied it a little more to the friction. That was great. Great shot. Nice. Now we're seeing some strikes. Oh no.
I think he thought that was going to be a good ball.
Yeah, I think he liked that off his hand a lot. Shocked that it jumped off the spot like that. Oh no.
What's the strategy of picking that up on 48?
Without the 7, I mean, I think you go for the. If you want to make it, you go for the 1, but you got to get the count here. You got to go for the 3, I think.
Yeah.
In this building, we were bowling a 5-man team event, and the guy Greek Church in the 10th frame of the finals, and he had to make it for them to win, and he picked it up, which was awesome. In this building.
How clutch.
Pretty insane.
I think I've only ever seen one person pick that up.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that is an interesting hit on 45. That was a heavy pocket 3-9 for a righty.
The messenger almost took out the 9, it looked like.
Yeah,
not quite.
what a hit. Wow. nice, Phil. Spencer and Emma. Just a little too much in, I think. Aaron's got a good game too on 50 over there. He's working on a 5-bagger. I think he medaled on the short pattern. He was one of the medalists. I think he might have even won the gold.
Who did?
Aaron, over on 49.
Oh, yes, yes.
Good bowler.
This oven got knocked down. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It should be fine.
I thought it was down.
Yeah, I saw it down too. We had a little pin dispute on 48, had to figure that out.
Pick 4. Oh. Other machine, guys. Oh, there you go. All right. He's making this. We're breaking the cloud now.
On 47?
I've had enough of the cloud. We're making this. There we go. We broke it. Now we're ready. We're going to forget all those other times that I was wrong. It's for the one time I was right.
Trent had a 4-bagger and then just almost in Brooklyn.
Almost caught that one. I got away with it. Going with the high hard one with the big rolly ace in it. It's got to be really accurate. He is. Made some great shots.
Wow, Landon's ball is great.
Yeah, he looks good right now for sure.
And he knows it.
It's got the swagger. There we go. I love some of the reactions when you're shocked you get a strike.
Yup.
Those are my favorite. All right, some good scores. Scores are definitely picking up now. The guys that have kind of figured it out and settled in are bowling some big games. Were there any big games game 1 that you guys saw down here?
We were watching the U12 girls. So
Oh, okay.
The highest
Sorry.
game we had down here was a 178.
Okay.
Which is really great for that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I think we'll get the U18 boys down here.
Nice.
I think. What's
Yeah.
the job?
I think Spencer's doing the right thing here. I think there's 2 good, clear plan of attacks that have come out now, and it's that. Oh, get it! Oh my goodness! That firmer up 7, 8, 9, maybe a little belly from 10, and then that 17, 18 to 8, 9 range with a medium response ball. If you pick either one of those, you should be in good shape right now.
We got Nathan over here, who's a lefty on 45. I think he needs to make either a ball change or a massive zip.
Okay.
I think he's missed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
Not
little
loving
too
that
much up the
ball.
lane. Yeah, I think it's too responsive. Yeah, you're right.
It's hard though, because often when you're bowling, sometimes you can't see what you're doing wrong.
Sure, yeah.
And it feels like you're doing the right thing, and unless your parent kind of helps you, or if you
Yeah.
brought your coach, it's really hard to
Very
make
difficult.
that change.
I have seen my coach for 10 plus years, and I see him almost every week. Just maintenance, things like that. It's very easy to, be broken. I showed up a couple days ago and was like, yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now, but it's broken, fix it, and
Yeah.
we fixed it in 5 minutes. It's just so simple, but it's very easy to get broken when you're struggling and you're trying to fit the ball to do things that it doesn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So your physical game does some stuff it doesn't want to do also, and that can carry on to this pattern. So I'm sure a few kids are struggling with that.
Oh.
Hey, we got away with one. There we go. Good shot.
Wow.
That's a
Had a
really good shot.
little tap from the gutter, but not fall. 47.
I do wonder if we'll see more kids out there that'll migrate in. Because by the looks of it, it'll be fresh out there for the majority of Paris, everyone being inside. But you'll need to have some ball speed, which we can't really ask the U12 kids to throw it harder. So you got to play with what you got.
Yeah, these kids are troopers because
They are, yeah.
unless you can throw it super fast, it's going to be hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Super high friction centers, some flatter patterns. These kids are good. They're very good. Your prediction was right about the opens.
Yep.
Definitely were.
That opens.
Aaron's still bowling good over here.
Wow, we have a U12 boy about to bowl 220 plus if he picks up the
awesome.
spare.
Are the I would assume the scores are their scores from the first game? Moving along with them?
Yes.
Okay. So tough start, but a great comeback for Aaron. Oh no. He went for the backup ball spare. That's what mine looks like. Oh no.
Oh, he knew that right off his hand.
Yeah, there's
too.
no
Poor
hiding
guy.
the emotions for these guys, unfortunately.
Oh wow. Had a pretty messy Brooklyn on 46.
That's been carrying on that lane, hasn't it? I mean, that's the hit over there. The trip 2 in the Brooklyn on fire. Let's see what Alex does here. He has not struck on this lane since the first frame. I like the idea of a pretty good sized move left here. We'll see if he does it. Looks like he's already going a few more left. Just a little outside. Yeah, now he feels lost. I know that feeling well, my friend. One lane just isn't quite blended out the way you want. Every shot right that you miss is a washout, and every shot in goes high. It is not a good feeling.
Yeah, it's really tough when only one lane is not working out for you. Is he gonna get that? Oh, couple boards off.
It's all right.
He can still
Refocus
make that a
and get
good
a
game
double.
if he takes a deep breath.
200 is a good game right now.
Just a reminder, you can watch the live scoring updates on bullmetrics.com. The link is in the bio. Might take a couple of minutes to upload after they finish, but pretty much live.
It's a good spare from Spencer there. Good, nice 190 there. A little high, yeah. 47 starting to hook. Yeah, it's starting to hook in the track. It's so much nicer to be back here and see all these changes than when I'm bowling and frustrated why I can't see
know.
it. The distance definitely helps.
If only you could watch yourself from behind while you bowl.
You need the mirror, right? To
Yeah.
mirror halfway down the lane.
Something they specified at one of the tour events in the rules, which I had never heard anybody specify, was you cannot look at your phone, obviously,
Sure.
and you cannot look at a video somebody takes of you on their phone. And I said, wow.
Wow.
I guess that would be helpful to see, but I've never even thought of having somebody videotape me
That's
during a tournament.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they specifically told us not to do that.
That's crazy. Do you enjoy watching videos of yourself to learn to get better, or do you hate to watch yourself bowl? Because I know there's like two camps.
Yeah, I don't think I mind.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. A lot of people do not like watching them smile. I don't either, but mostly because it looks terrible most of the time. But
I mean, I think my form's pretty good. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If anything, it's just like simple. So yeah, I never mind.
that's
But
good
I also
then, yeah.
don't notice much of a difference.
I think because I've critiqued myself so much to get better that I just can't stand to watch because I don't want to see something wrong.
Fair enough.
Dang it, now I gotta work on that for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I do not like to watch my own shows. That is one thing I do not.
You don't
I
watch
do
your
not
TV shows?
like to watch them. No.
I'd record that and burn it on a CD or something. That's so fun.
I'm happy that they're on YouTube, but
Yeah,
I just
facts.
don't enjoy watching them very much. No.
Yeah.
Mostly because I want to forget they ever happened after I lose. But
Just wait till you win one, and then you're gonna.
oh, I'll
wanna
watch that
rewatch
one
it,
all
yeah.
the time. That'll be great.
Play it before you bowl every time.
That'll be perfect. Rotating on my phone every day to watch. All right. Noah looks like he's moving left too with a responsive ball. Let's see what he does. Yeah, there. This 47 is on fire.
I feel like I would rather throw a much less flaring ball.
Absolutely.
Than
Yeah.
what
Smoother
they are
ball
throwing.
for sure. These are where those HP2, HP1 balls look really, really good when there's this much friction.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of those in kids' bags. They all have those big symmetric balls. They're not throwing the smaller store or ultimate record type of balls. Hustles even.
I think sometimes kids see like the bigger balls that are more expensive. Like I want those,
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
they forget about the tropical surgeons and balls
great
that
balls.
are lower end, quote unquote. But you need those
Yeah, 100%.
just as much as you need the big ones.
I mean, we are very happy to sell higher profit bowling
Of
balls
course,
in the shop.
of course.
but
when you try to build your arsenal,
yeah, you cannot
little
neglect
diverse.
those balls. You have to.
Yes.
These smaller cores and covers look so good on friction like this.
Or even just something like an IQ Tour, just
Yeah,
like a
absolutely.
lower benchmark ball. I don't see many of those.
No, for like 10 years, I feel like we saw high roads and IQ Tours on every rack, and now they're phase twos and they're a little bit maybe too big, a little step above those. It seems like we just stopped throwing, those lower balls when they started upping the mills and the patterns, but
Yeah.
no 30 mil patterns here, so I would definitely give those a look.
Wow,
Yeah, that was a really good
hyperdrive
shot with
on
some
46
speed, yeah.
looks great.
Very good shot.
Let's see what age group these guys are.
A little more urethane being thrown on 46. Urethane, big balls that burn up. So these
Looks
guys
like
are
we're watching
staying to the right.
15 on our left.
Okay. 15. Yeah. Ryan and a few of those guys. Ryan bowled well the first set. Say he's only -1 right now, so he's doing just fine. Francis 5-10 after 2. 110 over. Striking. I hope I got the scores right there, and that's what's going on. He is bowling well.
All right, we're going to swap me out for Blair. And you're keeping Justin.
Yay. That's what I like to hear, Lloyd. Let's see it. I want to see some strikes on this pair for sure. He has not been good all day. Yeah, really good shot from Wyatt there.
I almost died getting in here, Justin.
Oh no.
It's
You
all right.
gotta beat the crowd. It's not easy. Difficult.
How is it going down here?
47-8 still playing really tough. Really
These
tough.
pairs are hard.
Yeah, this pair is difficult. We had a 2-teen last game. It looks like the kids have kind of settled into 2 zones. We've seen straight and firm with urethane at like 7, 8, 9, and then we've seen 17, 18, 19 at the arrows to 7, 8 with some medium response balls. So see what we get here on 47. Some urethane on 45 and 6 that looks really good too. See what this pair decides to do. Real Experience Bowling. Thank you guys for watching. Theo and the rest of the gang. Hope you guys are doing well at Memorial Classic. Can't wait to see you soon.
They're wondering when you're starting your trek. They're
Yeah,
like,
I'll be there. We did a little interview after bowling yesterday that's up on the Facebook page.
that's cool.
Yeah, super cool. Theo does great work, some great videos. We've recorded some good ones in the past on YouTube that were a lot of fun. We got a few ideas in the works in the future here to put out some good content.
Content is where it's at these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's giving kids as much information as you can. Giving
Absolutely.
adults, everyone wants information.
Yeah, they want to know it. Yep. Got a good team over there. A lot of great guys that love bowling.
Did you introduce all the bowlers on the fair already?
She has not introduced them
Okay.
yet. So we
All
are.
right. So 4748, we have John Yelton, Eli Franco, Donovan Shearer, Andres Fedson, Wyatt Spear, and Dante Reeves. Let's see if we have bios. Let's see who. Would you have filled out your bio if you were a U18 boy?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, you're a good
course.
one. Yeah. Not everyone.
I
fills
might
out the
not be
bios.
responsible in anything else, but in bowling, you know, I'll make sure I get that done for sure. We've seen a lot of Fortnite fans in the last couple of pairs.
Oh yeah, Fortnite.
They love the Fortnite.
So Wyatt here, Wyatt Spear, he bowls at Jack 60 in
Yep.
Jackson, famous center.
Yes.
Hometown's Portland. He loves to golf in his free time. I see that a lot
That's
for
awesome.
bowlers in Michigan.
Yeah,
There's a lot of golf
golfers.
carryovers. Yeah.
Definitely.
He wants to say hi to Andy at Jack 60.
Same coach as me.
Oh.
Andy's been my coach for at least 10 years, probably a little bit longer.
Well, Wyatt, I think you picked a good one.
Absolutely. 47 is brutal. There are some hook spots and some very inconvenient places on that lane. Good break for Ryan to catch the double on 45. All right.
Spare shooting at this point in the day, you've shot a lot of spares.
Yeah, this a little bit of fatigue with the spare shooting for sure. We were just talking about that last game. And
Yeah.
the boys are having a hard time making the spares last game.
Oh,
Good try.
Good try, yeah.
A few good scores. Looks like Francis over here 5-10 after 2. Huge. He is lapping the field at this point. He is striking a lot.
Francis's nickname is Poncho.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's won an SYC title. I think a couple actually. Let's
Okay.
see where-
Well, that
yeah.
explains the striking then. He's doing great.
Yeah, when he gets striking, watch out. He's hard to stop.
Hard to beat.
Yeah.
I love the way Dante throws the ball here in 47. Great release. Powerful.
How do you feel like when we get this question a lot where at the younger age there's that level, right? You get to
Yeah.
good, but then you want to get to really good, right?
Absolutely.
How do you jump over that hurdle?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know. It feels like it happens in stages. You know, you piece together all this information and these physical game tricks, and you know, the one thing could be holding you back could be ball motion, and then you get educated on that. All of a sudden, you take the leap. It could be a physical thing. All of a sudden, you fix something in your physical game, and your repeatability goes up, and you jump to that next level. And at this age, I mean, these kids are growing continuously too. So I'm staying on top of your fit and your physical bowling game in general, and then just piecing the knowledge together. These guys are also physically talented. The ones that take the leap mentally fastest are gonna get up there and have a lot of success really early.
Yeah, I mean it is all about that mental game, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what
absolutely.
people we talk about it being connected,
Sure.
but until you really understand it, you don't realize like, oh, it really is connected, right?
Like, I mean, you can think you have a great mental game, but it means it's not just being confident and being calm under pressure. It means how you handle adversity in different spots. How you stay patient and stay mentally 100% every shot in a long tournament like this. There's so many things, there's pieces that we're learning every day, stuff that I learn every day that I can't believe I didn't know last year or last week even.
For sure.
Just a constant learning process.
So Eli here, he's from Fishers, Indiana.
Okay, Fishers, yeah. Pulled a few regionals there.
Here's a fun one. He's very active and participated in different sports beyond bowling, just baseball, basketball, and American Ninja Warrior junior classes.
That is awesome.
Yeah. His two favorite PBA bowlers are Kyle Troop and Zach Weedman.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Zach's a great guy. Love
Zach is cool, yeah. Got a shout out from Kendall. Great bowling this season.
Yeah, thanks, Kendall. I appreciate it. Hope your two-handed journey is going well, man. He's a recent convert from one hand to two hands, so he made a lot of leaps really fast in some videos he sent my way. It's amazing how quick he was picking it up.
We were talking about that earlier because one of the folks in the chat was commenting on how many two-handers there were.
Yeah.
And we said Eric was talking about working with a lot of them.
Sure.
Like kids that convert, but also adults that convert. Like it's not too late.
No, it's never. If you're in decent shape and you have some flexibility, it is never too late to go two-handed. I know a guy in town. He's in his 60s from Lansing, and he did it. I mean, a crazy way is he has never taken more than like one step in his approach to an approach, and he did it for a year before he ever went to a full approach. And, you know, he's in his mid-60s and he looks great.
Yeah.
And he's having fun bowling. I think that's the key. You know, if it keeps you happy and gives you something new to look forward to, that's great too.
For sure.
Yeah, I always hear it from a lot of the older generation. Man, I wish I would have did that when I was that age.
Yeah.
I wish I would have, bowled more tournaments when I was younger, but it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good shot there. Yeah, good ball.
Yeah, these kids are figuring out the medium pattern.
They are, yeah, definitely. Seem a little more comfortable than the short. A little more scoreable here in the medium.
So JJ here, he's from Minooka, Illinois.
Okay.
He's 12 years old. He won the state championship for IESA.
Wow.
He's had two 299s this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
His life revolves around bowling, and he wants to give a shout out to the Brandolinos,
Nice.
Vince, his uncle Goober in Vegas, and Mikey in Illinois.
Oh, that's awesome. I definitely understand. My life also has always revolved around bowling too. 299s. I had 7 299s before I ever bowled 300. It felt like I was never gonna get there.
It is a little hill to overcome for sure.
100%. Yeah. My first 300, I threw the 12th ball awful, and I think that's what I needed because that one struck perfect, and all the other times were great shots that 7-pinned or 8-pinned, and threw it terrible and got strikes.
For sure.
It's tough there. But I definitely was not 12 when I was bowling those 299s.
Yeah, no
I was
kidding.
much older than that.
Me neither. Man, these kids are way ahead of the game.
They are
It's amazing.
progressing very quickly.
I think I pronounced where JJ's from wrong, but I'm not going to try again.
Okay. I like it.
Like we said, there's just been a lot of spare. The short
has,
pattern was
yeah.
really tricky, guys.
It puts you into these angles. It can change your alignment just that little bit. And going from a short pattern to a medium pattern, especially the two-handers or the slower speeds, your ball, even with the plastic ball, still sees the front of the lane a little bit. So that if your alignment's off just that touch and it catches early friction, it's a really easy way to miss the spare, miss every pin. It's really the kids that are really good at getting their physical games adapted to the different angles and alignments, and then being able to just go back and forth with it are always going to be quicker to bowling bigger scores. It's so difficult to do to get your body to perform that way.
Sure.
These kids make it look effortless that at 30 it's hard to do.
We got Donovan Shira here. Donovan's from Germantown, Wisconsin. Bowls at Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a great bowling center. 15 years old. One of his favorite things is going to all these tournaments and figuring out the patterns.
Love it.
He plays volleyball
Awesome.
when he's not bowling, and he also plays video games.
Hey, all right.
Wants to give a shout out to mom, dad, sisters, and his dog Bailey.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Hello, family and Bailey. We're dog fans around here.
Absolutely. Mine are not happy with me this weekend, but that's okay.
Yeah. You'll make it up to him.
That's right. We got some toys. It'll be fine.
I know. I got mine a bone on my travel yesterday. I'm like, I've been gone so long. He's not even gonna remember me.
Deserve something
Yeah,
here.
really.
Oh no. Ugh. It is not a fun spare to shoot on anything
No.
right now, unfortunately. It's okay. It's in good shape. He's having everyone that's come to 47 has had a hard time. They're playing so different than 48 right now.
Okay. They were doing that earlier too.
Yeah,
This-
the other
this
pattern
pair.
too.
Yeah.
Usually 45 and 6 is the tougher pair in the center, personal experience, but yeah, 47 is not fun.
So we picked two of the greatest pairs in the center. to
Yeah,
live
I
stream,
mean,
basically.
naturally, right? We ended up in the brutal section. It was 200s the last game, which
Yeah.
we hadn't seen in a while on this pair.
Everyone always asks me, like, how do you pick the bowling or the lanes for live stream? I go, the internet.
Yeah,
Where the internet plug-in
exactly.
is. Like,
What's
yeah.
more convenient?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that kids don't feel this way, but there's a little psychological game knowing that a lot of people are watching you perform, and they're hard. So
Yeah.
that little extra pressing can just lead to not good things, extra things going on in the mind.
So here's
a really
a fun
good spur.
fact about Ben Linares, who's on lane 46.
Okay.
Throws the ball great, although I just jinxed him.
Oh,
and it
it's
looks
good.
Like the foul light went off there.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he might have gone over the line a little bit, but he has bowled. We have this tournament called the Coastal Classic,
Okay.
which everyone loves because it's in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, that's great.
And Ben has bowled every single Coastal Classic that we've held.
Wow.
So he is the reigning longest participant of that tournament.
Wow,
He's
okay.
won there as well. He's an SYC champion. So
I love the jersey. The ice cream cone, the dinosaur, the video game controller. That's great.
yeah, almost.
No,
very
that's
sad.
super
Yeah,
cool,
it
yeah.
is way cool.
Never been to Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
I
it's
almost
so
went to a
great.
regional there last week and decided not to last minute.
It's one of my favorite places in the world.
I'll
I
have
love
to go
it.
check it
yeah.
out then, for sure. That is not a fun spare to be shooting right now.
No. None of these fairs are fun, really.
You are correct. I was talking to Nicole and mentioning it. I think the issue is some of the kids are using balls that are a little too big, too responsive.
Oh, yeah.
So they're just not seeing the changes throughout the lane the correct way.
So Dante here is on 48. He's from Traverse City, Michigan.
Oh, awesome.
Bowls at Spectrum, Grand Rapids.
Sure.
15 years old. He has bowled a 300 game.
Awesome.
He's really into fashion,
Oh, wow. Okay.
which is very cool. And
Yeah.
wants to say hello to his teacher, Mr. Vaughn.
That's awesome. I lived in the Traverse City area for about 10 years. Yeah, that's super cool. I bowled at Spectrum a ton.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a great center, too.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I think we went there when Junior Gold was here. That's where the matchmaker was, I
Yeah.
believe. So. They used almost every center in Michigan when they had Junior Gold here.
We love the Junior Gold. There
Yeah.
are a lot of centers here to be used.
Yeah.
Poor kids that have to go to all these different lane surfaces and just so much happening.
Did you bowl Junior Gold when you were a kid?
No, I never
No?
actually. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't bowl high school, college. I took the long, hard route.
Wow,
yeah.
you
My
did.
parents just were pretty disconnected from bowling. They just didn't know, and I bowled some youth stuff. I had some success in like some local stuff, and then yeah, really my career took off in my mid-20s after me and my wife and son moved down here, and I started to bowl a lot more. Yes, I was a late bloomer.
So did you just start bowling adult tournaments and then kind of
Yeah, I
win? and
had
you're-
success in
yeah.
like youth stuff, and then yeah, as I got to adult, I just did well, and I struggled sometimes, obviously, but yeah, I just naturally picked it up and just got better. I just bowled amateur stuff forever until about 3 years ago when I decided to bowl full time. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
did the whole amateur circuit. I won a few big amateur events back in the day, and then finally was like, okay, maybe I'm good enough to bowl the tour, and I wasn't. And then took a couple years off and went back, and then finally was good enough. So yeah, long, hard route.
We talk to kids a lot about all the different paths that
Yeah.
you can take, right? Like there's
So
a
many.
million different paths.
Absolutely.
Beyond just what you described, some kids do go the college route, but then
Sure.
there's other folks, like if you look at Tom Hess
Yeah.
or even JJ that
Absolutely,
have
yeah.
bowled their whole life and
Yeah.
had a great career, and now in the PBA 50 they're going
Yeah.
out and bowling.
Crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's no wrong way.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Would I change it and do it quicker? Absolutely, but I'm super happy with the way it worked out.
Yeah.
I have a good appreciation for all the hard work it took to get here, and then some great coaches that helped me along the way, and
Very cool.
people much smarter than I that sped up the development a little bit. And like I said, these kids are gonna, lap me by the time they're my age. They're gonna be so much better.
It's insane the level, how quick they get to the level that
Yeah,
they do.
it seems like they're hitting all of those like light bulb moments so much faster now.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like it was a couple of years in between. I'd be really good, but I'd miss all the cuts, on this pattern, on this length of pattern, and then 2 years later, I'd finally learn how to do it. They're doing it in like 2 weeks. They're like, yeah, that's no problem. I can do that.
Great pickup by Owen.
Yeah, great spread.
Yeah, I had there was a U15 dad talking to me about his daughter, and he said that light bulb moment you're talking about, like
Yeah.
she finally saw the transition
Sure.
quicker, and so instead of being a game behind, they're catching it earlier,
Yeah,
that's a huge light bulb
Amazing.
moment.
Huge.
Yeah, and under 15, she's figuring it out. So
Yeah, that's a scary sign for competitors.
yeah. Yeah, these kids know their ball motion. It's
They
crazy.
do, absolutely.
They just have to. I think sometimes they get the surface is tricky.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep. Hard
And I-
time figuring surfaces out. Yep.
I think that the sport makes it harder too because you can't really adjust it throughout. So
Agreed.
you're really
Yeah,
on
agreed.
your own. Like I remember when I was. I mean, I still don't really understand surface that well, but
Sure.
when I was figuring it out, I always felt like it was a total guess in the dark. And until I started
Absolutely.
practicing
Yeah.
and just playing with it, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
it's not that scary. You can always change surfaces back.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
You can always go back. I like what JJ did there on 47. I like the move. Just that lane is just so brutal. There's so much friction, and the further you get away from it to the left, the more risk of it falling kind of off the cliff to the right. So I don't know if there's a right answer on that lane yet. But I like what he's doing there. I like the move there with a little bit cleaner ball. Maybe get the hand around it a little more, a little bit further left, but that lane's brutal. I have to get these kids to design my jerseys. They do way better work than me.
Right? We say that every time, but then I think like I couldn't pull off Ben's jersey.
Definitely could not.
I
play
could
that.
not pull that
No,
off, but
no.
he's rocking it.
He is crushing it. It's good. It's good to see like the personality. For a long time in bowling, there was very few personalities, and now we see a bunch of them. That's good. We need that. For a while it was just Kyle.
Yeah.
He was like the only one really standing out. Now we're starting to finally see some more people. Showing their individuality, which is great. We need that in bowling for sure.
Well, and Coolwick does all the jerseys for each tournament, and Gerald and Nick, they come up with some crazy designs. Sometimes I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's wild, and we'll see the
Yeah.
kids wearing them, and it's crazy.
Super cool.
Yeah. Sometimes it almost feels like the wilder the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like Poncho here, he's
Yeah,
got,
got the pink pants. Yeah. I definitely can't pull those off, but hey, you know what? He's rocking them.
Right.
All right, let's see what Donovan does here on 47. See if we can figure out the picture on this lane. Poncho still striking a ton.
Like I said, it's as soon as he goes, he's hard to
It's
stop.
tough, right? They're just machines.
Man, I liked
It's
that.
brutal. Yeah,
Yeah.
it won't climb the hill when you miss it out, and there's zero hold in. No real clear answer on that lane. Yeah, great shot. That's very good lane play and execution from him. And a brutal 8-pin. That haunts my dreams there, Wyatt. I'm sorry. I know your pain, my friend.
No one likes that leave. It's
Brutal. Here's a fun fact. I have never fouled in my entire life.
oh, you just jinxed yourself. You're gonna like foul
But
tonight or
I
something.
plant. So the
Okay.
only way would be for me to fall down, which knock on wood, but I have not fouled my whole life.
Wow.
As far as I can remember.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, but I'm definitely falling tonight now, for sure.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I have officially
Yeah, you.
black clouded
Yeah.
myself.
Is there a live stream so everyone can move
There
to
i-
that live stream?
There might be. I know that Real Experience Ball Reviews is filming the finals, so maybe they'll be there tonight.
Yeah.
They'll get a clip of it. And
Yeah.
I'll be ashamed, but you know what? It's all for the views.
So we've been talking about Poncho, right? He's striking. He had a 264 game last game.
It's awesome.
So
It's balling
first
great.
game was 246, second game 264, and now he's, you know.
He is matched up,
Yeah.
no doubt. Just throwing the urethane ball, throwing it really well. I wonder how much of 47 being so confusing is affecting the shot making on 48 also.
Yeah.
That was a really good shot there. Cleaner ball, a little further in.
Yeah, as soon as things get tricky, everything tightens up, right?
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
this. Yeah, it's like you feel like you're bowling so bad and you're
Yeah.
really not.
As soon as you feel like you have a good lane on a pair of lanes is when your good lane is no longer good anymore. I get it. It's so difficult. We're just hanging around. Dante's bowling a really good game. I felt like JJ's bowled a fantastic game on this, but this left lane has just been impossible.
Brutal. Yeah.
Couple of missed spares, yeah, but I mean, it's to be some frustration at this point.
Ryan
Let's see what he
Carmichael's
does.
bowling good too, 46. He had a solid block this morning, earned a medal.
Yeah, he bowled great this morning too. It seems like him and Poncho are throwing the urethane. Slow in the track, looking good. I don't know if you could do that on 47 and 8. I really don't think it would get around the corner on 47. I'm just not sure that's an option. But I'm sure I'll be proven wrong because, you know, that's how it works.
It happens. It's all best guess.
Absolutely. Just one big guessing game, that's all. It's a good spare there from JJ there.
So it looks like in the U15 boys division, Poncho plus 110 is leading,
Wow.
but down to 5th. That's all that there is plus.
Wow, just
So
5.
yeah, and then U18 boys, they're a little,
Wow.
they're solid. Plus 114 is leading, but Poncho's almost beating.
Yeah,
the
the
U18
U18 guys.
boys.
That's a frightening for the U18 kids here in a year or two.
Yeah, we have that happen every once in a while. We actually had in Vegas this year a U15 girl, Anna Anthony, beat
Yeah.
the whole field.
She was fantastic.
She
I watched her
is.
at PBA Junior. She was very impressive in Reno.
Yeah,
They're just fearless. These kids are fearless.
yeah,
You know, they just come out and they're like, you know, I'll just average 250.
right.
It's fine.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? And we're seeing it on tour already with Ethan Fiore,
Oh
19, winning a major. Just no fear.
yeah.
They're just ready.
Yeah, that was. I watched that show. That was insane.
Incredible.
He's an SYC champion actually.
Wow,
Both
really?
SYCs,
I
yeah.
mean, probably not long ago,
No,
right?
yeah, it was
Wow.
really funny because we were doing an award ceremony
Okay.
when the show was on, and so all the kids were watching.
Wow.
And we could say like, "Hey,
Yeah,
Ethan
that's
won an
super cool.
SYC," and then they watched him win. So
Wow. Yeah, we saw Ethan last year for the first time on tour, and we were like, yeah, that's coming. He's coming. He's going to
Yeah.
win. It did not take him very long.
fearless is a good word though.
Yeah,
Like a
very
lot of
fearless.
these kids are. Yeah. You see like the Jordans, Gianna. That's
Absolutely,
another one. Yeah. Poncho. Like, I mean, we could go on and on.
there's some. I mean, you can just tell right away with some of the mental games. You know who's got it right away. And some people it takes a little longer to work through it. But
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that happens too is these kids bowl a lot.
yeah, they're putting in tons of games, tons of reps. They've probably
Yeah.
bowled more games than me already through my
Right.
30-some years. I wouldn't doubt it.
Well, in addition to the practice, they're bowling almost every weekend. I was talking to another
Constant.
parent that they were hoping that the bowler was going to move from 14 pounds to 15 pounds, but they're not
Oh,
quite
okay.
there yet.
Oh, okay.
And so their 14 pounds have so many games on it, and they're like, do we replace them? And I'm like, man,
Yeah,
that's
it's so
tough.
hard, right?
Yeah.
Kowalski.
We got someone
Wow, from
watching.
Europe.
Yeah, from
Wow.
Europe. That's amazing.
That's so cool. I can't wait to bowl in Sweden. That'll be my first time, other than Canada, bowling outside the U.S. That'll be great.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
wait.
cool. That tournament's great too. Martin Larson's such a great guy.
Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
person. Absolutely.
Although I've never met a mean Swede.
Yeah, I don't think that happened. No, you're right. I don't think
I'm
I have
trying to
either.
think, like,
They're all so happy. for-
and so kind and nice. Like,
Wow,
yeah,
you're right. Yeah, I can't think of a single one that I've ever.
yeah. So we
Ever.
all think that Martin's like the nicest ever, but maybe it's
She's
just
like the
his
meanest
nature.
guy in Sweden.
Yeah,
We
really.
don't mean that, Martin.
Yeah, Martin,
but,
if you're listening, we love you.
That's it. Wow, yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
That's so true. The international guys are great.
They're
The
so-
Europeans are so much fun on tour. They're all good dudes.
I always thought Andres Gomez threw it so sweet.
Oh
like
yeah,
his
love the
release.
way he bowls.
Yeah,
Yep.
now he's on the PBA 50 tour.
I'm so scared to be 50. Like I used to be like, yeah, it'd be awesome to be a senior. Like no, I have to beat EJ and Belmo and Simo again. Like yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, really.
It just gets worse. I would not want to be
Yeah.
a senior right now bowling, Tom Hess, JJ, Tom Doherty, all these
No,
guys. Like,
no.
what a nightmare. Just worse and worse.
Yeah, you think like this is your retirement gig, and then
Yeah,
you go out there and
100%.
you're like, yeah. Well, that's what Norm said, because people were like,
Sure.
when he announced his retirement, we're like, oh, you're still bowling on the 50 tour. No,
No, he's
it's
just done.
still work.
Yeah, it's still effort.
Yeah. He's like, I still have to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym and enjoy the gym. I don't want to
Yeah,
have
because
to
you
go
have
to the
to,
gym.
right. Yeah, when Norm just kind of quit cold turkey, we were all shocked. Wow, he's done. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the kind of retirement I strive for. But I know me, and it wouldn't last.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna take it easy this summer. I'm barely gonna bowl. I probably bowled 4 tournaments in the first 2 weeks of being home from tour. Like, you know what?
But she probably at this point is like,
She expected
okay,
it.
yeah.
She expected it.
Yeah,
Bowlers are gonna bowl. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
for sure. Yeah, and you live in a great part of the country.
Yeah, blessed to be in the Midwest. Yeah, absolutely. Michigan's so good for bowling.
Well, that's what we were chatting with this whole week is like, I'm not sure everyone realizes that lives here or even that drove here
Yeah.
what a gift TurboTech is in this area.
Yeah, to have it right there for you to
Yeah.
practice. And we have so many great places. Turbo's great. Bowling IQ at
Yeah,
Bowlers
that's another
World's
one.
amazing.
Yeah.
So much training in Michigan. So many great coaches to see. And you can go to a 30-mile radius and you can meet Andy Schneebelt or Andrew Anderson, Eric Kraus,
Yeah.
all these awesome coaches.
So Ryan Carmichael finished up with a 234.
It's a great game even with
yeah.
the Open.
Yeah, and Poncho finished 203, which, is still a fantastic game.
Yeah,
And
7-13. That's
he's
great.
far ahead of his competitors at this moment.
He is bowling
Yeah, he was
very
like,
well.
yeah, 90 pins ahead, so he had a little lead.
That's a pretty
yeah.
good lead.
Yeah.
Props to the parents for coming out and grinding these long days out, standing up in the back.
Yeah.
I saw one earlier. She had the whole snack cooler out. Their Gatorade's ready, the food. I'm like, that's how to do it for sure.
Yeah, they come prepared, man. These
Ooh.
parents they're troopers.
They are. Props to the parents for sure.
Well, and
doing
this
these
is an
things.
interesting time of year too, because you're getting to that like age out point.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
a lot of parents have come up and said, "Oh, this is our last tournament," and they're sad.
Yeah,
They are like
yeah,
they're
it's-
like it's an ending of a chapter. They're excited. Most of them are going to bowling college,
Sure.
but It's just not the same.
No,
you know?
you make these lifelong friendships with the parents and with the kids. While
Yeah.
it's sad to go. Yeah,
Yeah, you get to spend all this time with your kid too.
Of
like-
course, yeah. That's something that you're guaranteed to do this event with your son or daughter for
Yeah.
sure. My son is not a bowler, so
No.
which is okay. But we just don't have that. You know, we play video games together sometimes,
Yeah.
but it would be nice to have that with him, just to go see him do something he loves to do. But
How old is he?
he's 11.
Okay.
Yeah, he is
You
not
do
a
not
bowler.
look old enough to have an 11-year-old.
I appreciate that. You know, even if it's a lie,
No, it's
I
not a lie.
appreciate it. I
Yeah.
get that from a lot of people. Like, when did you have your kid? Were you 12?
Yeah.
Well, I'm 34, so
Yeah. I
yeah,
me's
I'm getting
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the general reaction. But he looks
Yeah.
just like me, unfortunately. So no denying him. He's all mine. He's a good kid. He natural two-hander, but a righty,
Oh,
unfortunately.
dang.
You know.
You were like, yeah, forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you don't need to bowl.
Yeah.
He was one that if he didn't, because he only watched Dad bowl and
Yeah.
striking a lot, and as soon as he wouldn't strike, he was no longer interested in participating in bowling. He's like,
Oh,
you know
wow.
what, this is too hard. I mean, you know what, that's fine. Do what you love to do.
Yeah. He'll find something. Yeah.
Hopefully, a lot of these kids, most of these kids, are doing this because they love bowling. you know?
Yeah.
You gotta love it in order to go to the next level, and that's held a lot of people back. Some people just don't have the love for it. You know, they do it because they're good at it, but you got to be obsessed with this stuff if you want to make it to the highest level. I mean, it's not like, I love bowling, but I'm obsessed with it in every way, of learning and improving. And it's after decades of doing it and still like craving the knowledge and stuff. You got to have that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And you can tell very quickly who's gonna have it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and they do want to be here, right? That was an unbelievable pickup over there. Silas.
spare.
Yeah. I think someone was waiting for Silas to get here.
Yeah, they all seem like really good competitors. They all want to win. But they're super nice kids too, which is great.
So Brady and Joss earlier, they were
Yeah.
on the back of their score sheets. We were reviewing the scores. They were
Okay.
doing math equations in
Wow.
between frames, like real large math
Oh,
equations.
Goodness. Okay. You know, respect to them. I was always a C student in math. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, my math skills were not my.
I married a
forte.
math major, so I would never have to do math again.
Oh,
Because
nice.
it's not good for me at all. That's awesome. That's cool to see.
Yeah, so when you're bowling on TV, does it take you a minute to look at the score and like what do I need?
You would be shocked at the amount of professional level bowlers that cannot keep score on their
Oh,
own.
wow.
It's shocking.
Really?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, you guys don't know. I mean, I still remember burning my hand on the electric score monitor.
Yeah.
I'm old, so I get
Yeah.
it, but a lot of these young kids are like, I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
the kids-
strike a lot.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, Justin,
Yeah.
we're gonna let you go because
Awesome.
you have to bowl a tournament
I am
tonight.
going to go bowl tonight. Yeah.
So you got to get some nutrition in, and
Here we go.
yeah, we're gonna take a really short break, guys, and then we'll be back for the last 2 games of the tournament today, and then tomorrow we'll come back for 5 more games,
Perfect.
and you'll be here tomorrow.
I will be here tomorrow.
Cool.
Can't
All
wait.
right.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
All right, fans at home, we got a new group of bowlers here. So right in front of us, 47-48, SYC champion Elliot Gordon. We also have Andrew Festini, Hunter Badger, Wyatt Skipper, Colton Cervello, and Hayden Wall. On 45 and 46, we have Brady, the bowling science kid at McDonough, Silas Moats, Andrew Franks, Cole Rogus, Jack Paulson, and Joss Weems. Those are the bowlers you are watching. So Silas Moats, he is from Salem. He bowls at Salem Bowl. He's 18 years old. He is a back-to-back Illinois high school state champion. Bowled his first 300 at the SYC Vegas in 2023, the age of 16. And he is going to Missouri Baptist University in the fall for business on a bowling scholarship. Wants to say hello to Steve, coach, and dad. Got Hunter Badger here. He's going to step up on lane 48. First SYC is from Sandusky, Michigan. Bowls at Liberty Lane, 17 years old. Last year during the Youth Open, his ball stuck and it flew 10 feet in the air. Ball went across the divider and down the next lane, hitting pins. He's going to school for welding. He also wants to study business, and his goal is to own his own welding business. Wants to say hello to dad, stepmom, Deanna, siblings Kelsey and Jude, girlfriend and her family, and his best friend, his dog Maverick, favorite bowler EJ Tackett, and his uncle Amos. We have Andrew Sadney up here. Hometown is Canton, Michigan. Favorite place to bowl is Super Bowl. 16 years old, first SYC. He won the U15 Pepsi at Royal Scott. He's stepping up on 47. Loves to golf. Wants to say hello to all his family and friends. Wyatt Skipper here is on 48. He bowls at Country Club Lanes. He won his state high school, the team division. He enjoys running track. And he doesn't think anyone will be watching him. So if you're watching Wyatt, give him a shout out in the chat. Elliot Gordon, of course, from Columbus, Ohio. Junior gold champion, SYC champion. Solid player. That's a double for him. Good spare by Hunter. Colton Cervillo, he's from Goodrich, Michigan. Bowls at Richfield, he's 16 years old. Bowling is his passion, but he is the #1 pitcher on the junior varsity baseball team. He wants to shout out anyone who is watching him right now. He was a sophomore, year 2 on the varsity bowling team for Goodrich and placed second out of 86 boys in the Flit Metro League singles tournament.
Dun-dun-dun,
What's up,
dun-dun-dun.
Gerald? G is
What's up,
in
chat?
the house. Let me get your camera on. What's
Where's
up?
the camera? There we
It's-
go.
It's little.
What's up,
it's out.
chat?
Yeah, there you are. G, how's Coolwick?
Coolwick is booming.
Is
It's
it?
good, yeah.
It's a booming weekend. That's good. You guys have
Going
lots
good.
of cool gear.
Yes, ma'am.
See what I did there? You guys make it so easy.
We do. Just be cool.
Yeah, be cool. Be cool. I was doing some intros. I think I got everybody.
Okay.
Trying to see if we missed anyone. We might have missed Hayden.
What pattern?
This is the medium pattern. I did miss Hayden. We'll have to come back to Hayden. Medium.
The medium pattern. 42
42.
feet.
It's a little easier than the short.
Yeah.
Short looked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the scores? How we doing? How are you?
I'm good. Poncho in the U15 is putting on a clinic. I'm letting the score. We'll let the scores populate. They just kind of
Okay.
started, and we'll pull it back up. But he's bowling pretty well.
Yeah. Awesome. Blair, you're holding it down.
We're trying. I know we're very missing Leanne and Gary
We
this
are.
weekend, so it's weird not having a Holzenberg at the SYC. So shout out to Gary and Leanne, the creators
definitely
of the
miss
Storm
them.
Youth Championships. Yeah, it's not the same, is it?
No. I like having all y'all together.
I know, right? Amen. We like having everyone together.
Yeah.
One happy family.
Yeah, I did put 2 and 2 together. I mean, I did get the normal group text from you and Leanne. I was like, yeah, I'll see y'all soon. And then no Leanne today. I forgot. I was like, oh, she's not going to be here.
No, it's weird. So Hayden here, he's from Perrysburg, Ohio, Eastern Lanes. He won the Toledo, Ohio Youth High Average, 300 games. He enjoys watching dirt oval racing.
Okay.
And shout out to Cade, Riley, and Tyler. And he's gonna pick that up. Oh, I jinxed him.
There we go. It's a nice little shot right there. So, Michigan. We're here again.
Michigan, we're here.
We are here. It's my second time in Lansing now. This is our second year.
Yeah, this is. It's the first time I came. It was my first time in Lansing. I'm equally as impressed as the first time I was here. They're great here. The sports commission really supportive of us coming. Just great.
She is. Loving the new masking units.
So cool. They're the largest media board in the world.
Really?
Like the longest.
The longest.
Yeah,
Because there's
'cause-
no splits. or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, because I guess they were competing with one other center, and that one had a split. So they don't have any splits.
60 lanes straight.
It's
One
amazing.
large masking unit. I did see Justin Knowles' head going across the.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
See if the Gordon brothers filled out new bios. They're like, you know us. Yeah, see, they didn't fill out bios. Oh, I thought he got that. Tried a little backup action.
20 titles, 20,000 titles.
They're like, if you don't know
know
us
who
by
we
now,
are.
come on, like, let's go.
We win a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You can make up some win.
Yeah.
Hunter's jersey looks so professional. That the signature there.
Yeah.
I did like the Michigan jerseys. I've seen quite a few of them this weekend.
I've had a more than a handful come up to the booth. And, hey,
Yeah.
do you have this jersey in stock? Do you have this jersey in stock? I'm like, it's on the website, you know. That's a
Yeah.
theme jersey, so
Yep.
that's on the website. Yeah, they loved it.
Everyone loves those dye sub hoodies too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely, that's a huge hit when you guys started doing those.
Are they gonna do something different for the Nets event?
Super
Well,
Slam.
yeah, I'm gonna add something else to it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you're always adding something.
Oh yeah. I think I'll add something to it. It should be pretty cool. Actually, Hayden was the recommendation for that project that he wants me to do to add to the website. So I give him the credit for that. Shout out to him.
Nice. Shout out to Hayden.
Hopefully he gets up there and knocks him down.
Brady just casually throws a turkey there. So these pairs have been brutal.
They look brutal.
So there've been a few 200 games, but mostly it's just not 200. Justin said that 45 and 46 normally plays hard. And I go,
really?
oh yeah, that's why we picked it for live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, Justin would know every lane board in this building. I heard this is his house.
Someone asked what's wrong with Andrew. I think he's all right. Nothing's wrong with Andrew. Just giving it a go. Stuff out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew's about to get up here and strike.
Yeah. We gave a shout out to Andrew earlier. I forget where he was from. He's from Canton, Michigan. First SYC. Loves to golf. Oh, he's lofted in a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, there
like
you go.
I said, he's
Yeah.
gonna get there and strike.
Yeah,
He
right?
loves to golf. Maybe give me some pointers. We went out golfing a couple days ago.
Shoot, I don't golf.
I lost two golf balls, so I was okay with that.
That is pretty good. I'd lose all of them.
Yeah. I lost two. I only played 2 holes. I'm just playing.
Yeah, you're like, I brought 2 and I'm done. Yeah, that was it. That would be me.
Yeah, we played a quick front 9, and me and Cliff is trying to take it serious, and while having some fun and get some raise. So.
Well, you do live in the right part of the country.
Yes, ma'am. There we go.
Getting into it too.
Yeah,
a little turkey
Hunter.
for Hunter.
I like it.
Yeah. Trip it.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
now
you
he's
go, Mike.
looking
Now
like
he's looking like Andrew.
Yeah.
There we go. We need Andrew to get up here and knock another one down for Michael.
Yeah. Justin was giving some little behind the scenes tips before this block started too,
Okay.
for the bowlers that were around listening.
Hopefully it helped.
Yeah.
Help somebody. You know, that's a good person to listen to.
Absolutely, and I think everywhere we go, we hear about these older surfaces in the U.S., right? Everyone kind of has older surfaces. Oh, that was a good shot.
Justin's a good person to listen to when it comes to this stuff. I think he's been on TV a few times.
Yeah, 5. he reminded me today. I said he was on TV, and he goes, "I've been on TV 5 times, Blair." I'm like, my bad.
It feels like it's more than 5. But
I know, right?
man, or at least he's been a hunt to be on TV probably. I do see a lot of Michigan jerseys.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We're in the 5th ring. We're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a little peek at the scores on bowlmetrics.com.
Ooh.
What division? This is U18 boys. So U18 boys, current leader Nicholas Cullen,
Okay.
plus 92. Just kidding. Wait, we're missing half. Never mind.
Still updating.
So U18, but it's a big division. You know, our scores are only so quick. So here's Poncho. 246, 264, 203. Plus 113.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a big gap.
Yeah, it's not huge, but he's got about 40 pins
Okay.
on Zachary Main. Zachary's plus 73.
Yeah.
Ryan Carmichael plus 33 is in third. He had a big game. He's actually started with a 174, 225, 234. So figured it out.
35, 40 pins.
Yeah, so it's still tight. We were saying after round one today, it was, you know, all up in the air. Anyone's game still.
Yeah. I was down there. I noticed one of my bowlers hasn't had many 200 games today, but she has a smile on her face.
That's good.
She has a smile on her face. So
That's all that you can do.
yeah, it's her last tournament. So
Yeah, it's so many last. It's so
Yeah.
sad.
yeah, I mean it's definitely different from last year. Last year was our first year, our first season.
Oh, yeah.
So coming in, it's a lot of new faces. So it's an opportunity to see a lot of the U15 grow up and be the next big ones on the lanes.
Yeah, the changing of the guard is always. This one's a big change. I feel like a lot of these kids that are. I feel like we're getting all the COVID kids.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of them that were really bowling a lot during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They're all kind of getting to the point where they're aging out, which is such a weird, because they all were so close, because they were, you know,
Yeah.
during that time everything was shut down.
Right.
So I think it's a little different feel, maybe, but not a bad thing. It's
No.
just different.
Yeah.
So
Oh. Okay.
he said he lost it off
Yeah,
his
he lost
hand.
it,
Yeah. It's easy to do. He's got some buddies that are coming down to harass him, as happens, right?
Yeah.
You know, your buddies see your worst shot. You always.
Keeping them honest.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it spares it up.
It's a pretty good shot.
Ooh.
A little left, but he's going with a loft. It's a bold move. I like
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to get it there if he's lofting.
yeah. The fronts do hook early. That was one of Justin's tips. He said they just really do. Like
Yeah.
you could see Colton's shot there was great. There was nothing left when it got there. Looked like he was throwing one of the Phase AIs. That's the ball they got this weekend.
Okay.
That ball's good. That ball's money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still on the ions.
Oh yeah.
Still on the ions.
Yep.
so,
Ion Max, Ion
yeah.
Pro. Yeah. Ion Max is still hot.
Yeah, the ions. And I'm gonna go phase 2.
Yep.
Phase 2 guy. So
I just drilled a Phase 2 this year for the first time in a long time, and it's been like my go-to ball this season because I'm not throwing it very well, and it keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like I'm just, if you know, when
Yeah.
I miss significantly, because that's what I do right now, it's gonna just lay there and help me out. But I'm about to drill, I think, the Origin EX.
okay.
I think that's my next one. So I'm gonna bowl women's nationals coming up at the end of June,
Okay.
and I think I need that ball for just the fresh, because I never really need. I always think I need something big at that tournament, but I never do.
You never really get
Yeah.
to it.
So, because I wanted to drill the Ion Max, but I just think it's gonna be too big.
Yeah.
So, especially with the ladies I bowl with, they all hook it more than me.
It'd probably be A-okay for a couple frames,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah. Brady with a double down there.
Yeah, I'm working my way up. I'm working my way up to being able to get back into my bowling balls. I haven't bowled in 4 or 5 months, and just started back. I had to change my game. I'm currently bowling two-handed. I started bowling two-handed. First time ever.
We were
bowling
just
two-handed.
talking about.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it all day. You're
Is it
never
a-
too old to convert.
You never. I just felt it wasn't. I bowled too long to be just giving it up and can't bowl. So
Yeah.
it was like, I'm gonna try this two-hand or left-handed. So I was like, let's give it the two-hand a try. 640 out the gate.
Wow.
First 3 games ever.
You're like, I'm more than trying.
Oh yeah, I think I'm ready for tour already. Like,
Watch out. Watch out, PBA Tour.
yeah, not even close. Those guys are great out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Not even close.
Good finish by Brady down there.
There we go.
198.
198.
Yeah, big save at the end of that game. On a
Ooh.
really tricky pair,
Good
45
shot
and
right there,
46 is hard.
Yeah, scores are very low.
So we got-
Especially these bowlers. These guys are good.
Yeah, they are
I
good.
see all of them
Yeah,
with low scores.
Yeah. It's the pair.
That's very settled.
So we got 1 game left today,
Okay.
and then we're coming back tomorrow for 5 more games. And then we'll award some champions, some Michigan champions.
Last 5 games is on the long pattern.
Long pattern. Yeah, they're bowling on 47 feet.
Okay.
It's a long
Yeah.
pattern.
29 mils, right?
Pretty flat too, actually. Actually, no, it's not.
You got a
It's
little-
flat in parts,
yeah.
but middle.
You got a little load right there. Hopefully the scores go up a little.
You usually do on the long.
Yeah.
They usually carve in on a nice little place that they like to bowl.
Yeah. Oh. Spares are key on these hard ones. These tough pack pairs. Spares are key. So I won't be seeing you at the Nets event,
What?
right? Or you
No,
will
I'm
be
there.
there. You will be there.
Don't scare me.
I was thinking you wasn't gonna be there.
I'm coming. Delaware.
Okay.
I think I'm coming.
All right.
Oh no, Idaho. I'm not coming.
Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho. Is
Idaho.
a
It's okay.
Boise. Yeah, for anyone. We got some conflicts that weekend. There's a lot of things going
A lot
on in
of
the
other
bowling world.
tournaments.
Yeah. It's a hot weekend.
Yeah, Storm
So.
is busy.
We're actually gonna have conflicting.
Storm and Coolwick's busy that week as well.
We're gonna have conflicting live streams that weekend.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna be live streaming against the SYC. I don't know how that's gonna work.
I think Nicole's gonna give you some competition.
I know.
I
We
like
should
it.
do like a ratings battle, like who gets more ratings.
I'm putting my money on Nicole.
Yeah, there you
She's
go.
gonna come for her.
Nicole is great, man. I'll tell you what, we have these young kids. Gee, we're old. Do you
We
know
are.
that?
We are.
So, and these kids, man, I tell these, even the SYC kids, I don't know about you, but when we're here, I just hand them my phone sometimes. I'm like, here, you fix it.
Help me out. Help me out.
Yeah. They're so smart.
They are.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. They're going to be better bowlers than us. They're going to be better everything. than
They
us.
are already better.
Parents, you're doing a great job, let me tell you. You guys are raising wonderful human beings.
Starting them out right.
And we need them in the workforce for sure. So,
I like it. I like our future.
and me too. Yeah, it's bright.
Look at the brotherly love right there. Two
Yeah,
best friends.
They're buddies.
Both
man.
striking out to get the 190 on a tough.
Yeah, and it's a mom's weekend for Brady and Joss. Both their moms are here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully they take their mothers out on a nice steak dinner or wherever they want to eat at.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yeah. Treat them.
That's right. Take care of your mamas.
Well, gee, what do you think? We got 1 game left. We got 1 frame left. Elliot Gordon is rocking it on this pair. Andrew came back after his little miss with a double. These pairs just look tricky, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of been we sound like broken records because that's what we've been saying all day. But
I'm looking for 18 strikes.
18.
18 strikes.
Yeah. All right.
That's a lot of strikes.
That is a lot of strikes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
18 strikes.
Ooh, good shot, Elliot.
There's
He didn't
one.
like it, but I liked it.
That's count. That's one. We have a.
What are we gonna give them if they get all 18?
Oof.
They don't know. They don't know it's in the air, so we have time. Oh, dang. All right.
All right. We're on the 17th. We're on the 16 now.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, no, we're good. We're
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah, because he was 9th frame.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll give everybody on this pair a free Cool Whip jersey
Oh,
of
man.
their choice if
Oh,
they
man.
all struck out. That would be awesome.
I
I mean, that would
yeah.
be like the ultimate like bonus play win right there. You know, they have no clue.
They don't. They have no clue. And we tell them after, like, hey, by the way, here's what you won.
That would be awesome.
Okay, now I'm rooting it on. Let's go.
18
Let's go.
strikes.
Come on, Elliot. One more. That second one was really good off his hand. Ooh, turn around.
Come on,
Wow.
come on. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Here we
Alright.
go.
Okay,
15 to go. 15 to go.
All right, Andrew, let's go. He doesn't even know there's pressure.
He has no clue. Come on. There we go. 14
Let's
to
go.
go. 14.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
Here we go. Colton's up.
Okay, Colton. Colton's had a little rough go of it on this
That's all right.
pair.
We're in the 10th now.
Yeah, right? It's all on. That's pretty close. Oh, no.
Oh, come
Gassed
on.
it.
Oh,
He
it was in
gassed
line. It was in line.
Yeah.
It was in line.
He just needs to take it like a little. If he could slow down slightly,
Yeah.
I think he'd get it there.
It
Not
was
his
in
feet,
line.
just his ball.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
gotta get the ball to
Read it.
soak up and soak up the lane. Come on, Andrew.
Ah.
It's okay.
Well,
Spare
they
it
didn't
up.
know that there
They
was
had
a
no clue.
there was a bonus. It's all right.
We could tell these guys are still trying hard. It's-
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're tough out here.
yeah. Colton's rocking the 12-bagger jersey.
He is. One of my favorite jerseys, the Leafs. One of my favorites.
What does Papa Frank call it?
It was actually a guy.
10-bagger, 9-bagger.
Which one?
What does Papa Frank Starkey call it?
He calls me. It depends on the day. 6-bagger.
Yeah.
If I'm in deep trouble, it's 6-bagger.
Oh man, you know it's bad when it's 6-bagger.
Yeah. When I'm like out the mud, but
Yeah.
he still, you know, want to get on my case. I'm a 9-bagger, but when I
Okay.
take care of him, when he's happy, he calls me 12-bagger.
That's funny.
Shout out to Papa. Hopefully he's doing okay.
I know. Yeah, we're missing
Yeah.
Nana and Papa. I don't know if they're watching, but Abby hasn't made her way down here. She
Nah,
missed
she's
the
actually in
live
front of the
stream.
booth right now.
Okay. Good
There we
shot
go,
by
Hunter.
Yeah, see, we get to know you guys. Like, even in the chat, like, I'll have grandparents that I connect with over the years, and then they show up at a tournament, they're like, Blair, I need you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun.
that's how it goes.
Live stream's an amazing thing.
It is.
We're live streaming for all you grandparents and parents that can't make it. We know it's tough, man. It is expensive out
It
there.
is.
Traveling is
Yeah.
expensive.
Yes.
These hotel rooms, it's food.
Everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
gas, flights. Thank you for coming out to the SYC.
Absolutely.
And thank you for supporting at home.
Yeah, because a lot of these, I don't know everybody's jobs, but
Yeah.
I mean, weekdays. You're taking weekdays
Right.
off
Well, and even
prepared to get out here.
yeah, even if you came in late Friday, like missed practice session, which some families have to do, and it's still Sunday night. If you work Monday,
Yes,
sometimes
ma'am.
you can't get back. So it's a sacrifice.
That's a lot.
We appreciate it. We
Mhm.
know it. It's not easy out there anymore.
These parents need some trophies of themselves.
Amen. We should make a little parents trophy, like something.
Yeah.
We should do that. We need to give the parents something at one of the SYCs. That'd be fun.
They had to bowl it out for the one trophy.
Yeah.
One game.
Well, one year we did, like, it was the best case scenario when we went to Columbus and they had that hyper bowling.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we had
That was awesome.
Yeah, right? We did that fun tournament where parents could bowl too, and a parent won the whole thing.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's what we wanted, like
Yes.
parents beating the kids, because it's a totally different game. It's almost like a video game. So, because kids struggled on it. If you knew how to bowl, it was tricky.
Good 9 right there.
Really good 9 for Wyatt. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was the first time I ever seen something like that too.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like here. You come walk in, and it's the media board.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of when we walked in, we're like, well, what are we doing with the pennants? So they're on the walls. You actually can't see them this tournament, but next time we're doing digital pennants. Yeah, we talked about it. So if we come back here, we'll do, or if we go anywhere. I mean, I think these are going to become more common. They're so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and
How awesome would that
you
be?
can. It's so easy to change masking units when it's digital.
You know, Blair, way to innovate right there. That's awesome.
I can't take the credit. It was Royal Scott's idea, but
Royal
right?
Scott, shout
Yeah,
out to y'all.
Yeah,
that,
right?
that would be awesome.
for sure.
Digital pennants.
Right? So
Yeah,
cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right, G. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks
Yes,
for all
ma'am.
you guys do. You guys do so much for the tournament. Cool.
We
It's great.
appreciate you. We appreciate everybody.
You'll be in Delaware. We might chat with you tomorrow
Yes,
again.
ma'am.
Bring you in for a game, but it gets busy. You guys get really busy over in the booth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's the tail end, so people
Yeah.
gonna be cleaning up or packing up and everything, and swinging by the booth on the way out. So
all right. Well,
Appreciate
we're
you,
gonna
Blair.
take a short break, and we will
See
be
you later,
right
chat.
back.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are in the last game of the second round of the medium pattern.
Yes. And the scores have been interesting.
Very interesting.
261 game, 151 the next game. There are one or two players that are just a nice, consistent 220, 230 base. But, and we, I believe, are on going to be the last pair done this spot.
Yes, that is why our break was so long. We were, our pair that's coming here was a little behind.
Yeah, they're still, I believe, in the 10th frame.
That's all right.
Yep. That means we can focus on the guys on 45 and 46. Mr. Joe Merz, just a very nice strike. See if we have anybody over. No. But this pattern has broken down as expected. They're moving left. The hard part is you have to move left, but not throw it too far to the right. If you get it past 10 down lane, it kind of wiggles.
Wow,
Now,
he did just what you said.
that was the perfect example. So basically what he did is he hit the first rangefinder, which is on 15 board at 35 feet, and stopped it on 11 board at 41 feet, and it went high flush. So just do that 11 more times.
So easy.
So easy. From where we sit, so easy. And a variety of equipment being used. There are bowlers still using urethane this late in a block.
We got an Origin out here and a Tension Star, a wide range.
Yep. Tension Star is one of the best balls, period, for middle part of a block through the end. Anything where the lanes are broken down a little bit, it is amazing. And once
Wow, these guys are on a roll.
again, yep, and he threw it in the same spot, split the two rangefinders, and bam. But that is the place to play. And then tomorrow, like we talked about, the long pattern is going to be built inside already, so we expect the scores to be relatively high tomorrow.
Hopefully it'll be a relief to some of these guys.
Yes.
And we got Nick on lane 45. He says his favorite thing about the bowling community is the community. The people. That's pretty cute.
I love it.
Oh, and he said he would like to say hi to his mom.
Very nice.
She couldn't come this weekend.
Well, Nick just made a very nice shot too. So
For his mom. Shout out, Mom.
shout out to the bowling moms.
All right, looks like our other pair's starting to slowly come down this way.
Yes.
These guys are looking tired.
Yep.
Got a
Slow
long day.
rolling it into the last pair. Got that a little wide, but
Oh.
trips the two. He rolls the two.
There
Joe.
have been so many trip twos on this side.
Yep.
How nice.
Yeah. They're finally in far enough that the pattern and the lane surface are playing to help. Here we go. See, that got out past 10, and it didn't come back. And the facility here at Royal Scott, I need to mention, they have a lot of stuff going on here. It is amazing. 60-lane bowling center, largest LED masking units in the world. We've got 36 holes of golf. We've got indoor driving range. We've got a 450-seat banquet facility. They've got a snack bar. They've got like 3 or 4 different bars. They had a cruise in last night in the parking lot. I mean, they have it going on here.
Yeah, they're really making use of the space. This building is ginormous.
Yep. And if we had one of these in Maryland, I'd apply for a job.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow, that shot on 47 was pretty good.
Yep, pretty good. Just a little on the wide side. Ball hung just a skosh. He'll make an adjustment. Tugged it on 46 and carries the squash. Very nice. 3 in a row. Let's close this round out with a big score.
Wow, great ball.
There we go. Nice shot, too. That's Jonathan. Very nice. Rut row and rut row. All right. Another good shot there. No, too much speed.
Ooh, the 110.
The 110. Yeah, he kind of threw it through the break point a little bit. Number one lesson from the Turbo Tech seminar yesterday morning was a ball has to slow down to hook. And that one he got off his hand really aggressively and it didn't hook. Oh, that was a beautiful shot
Jason
on 45.
Beats on 45.
Beautiful shot on 45.
He would like to say hello to his family, Zachary, Dottie, his cat, and Phoebe.
We like cats, and Joe just made the 110. So,
No kidding.
yes. We call it a washout because it's got the head bit involved, but I'll call it a split.
I would call that a split. Pretty impressive.
That was quality spare shooting. Best part is most of these guys and young ladies have not given up. They are still giving it all they got.
Every pin still matters for that overall champion, you know?
Yep.
Can't let one pin go by.
Sure does. I want to briefly take a look at the standings and see where we are. Do a brief rundown going into Game 5 now. They're still collecting some scores from Game 4, but. Let's go to. We're going to look at just this block alone. U18 girls on the medium. Gianna Brandolino is 105 over. Caitlin Stell is in second at -19. So Gianna has really embraced this pattern. It's taking a run. U18 boys. This is a little bit closer. Nicholas Cologne is 105 over in second place. Matt Buckton at 93 over. Anthony Swanson 49 over. And there are 11 bowlers that are over 200 average.
It's really good. Much better than the short.
On the medium pattern, yes. U15 girls. Your leader is Leah Besovic, 14 over, second place. Kamaro Kopp, -31. So Leah's gone off to a nice little lead. The U15 boys. Pancho Johnson, 87 over. Zachary Main, 73 over. Landon Jennings, 24 over. Ryan Carmichael, 19 over. And Eli Anchor, who just shot a big 246 game to get to 1 over. Alexander Eby, flat even. The top 6 are even. So that's close going into the last game. U12 girls. Emma Inagaki, -82. Stevie Newton, -113. Ellie Kate, -181. So once again, that is close as well. And then the U12 boys, your leader in the U12, Brennan Brandell, 23 over.
Wow.
In the U12 boy division, Aaron Bam Bam Cabanis, -9 in second. Trevor Masons, -17 in third. So
Those scores are so good for the U12 boys.
yeah,
That's amazing.
That's some bowling right there.
Wow.
I'm impressed. Okay, so our overall leader right now, Gianna Brandolino has a 164-pin lead over Caitlin Stell in the U18 girls overall. That was close going into this round. Joshua Sachs has only a 4-pin lead over Max Oken and 20 pins over Brian Brandt in the U18 boys. Braden McDonough is 40 pins behind that. So that's still close. That is going to be anybody's game tomorrow. U15 girls, Olivia Titus minus 22, Leah Besenfic minus 70, Autumn Strode minus 122. Some room to run there. U15 boys, your leader is Zachary Main at 143 over. Ryan Carmichael second at 46 over. Landon Jennings at 12 over. So there's a sizable lead there for Zachary Main. U12 girls. Emma Inagaki minus 279. Stevie Newton minus 293. Ellie Kate Murray minus 308. That is a competitive race. And your U12 boys, Trevor Mason, 15 over. Aaron Kamenis minus 6. Brendan Brandell minus 98. So it's still moderately close there too. That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, they're doing great on this pattern.
Yep. If I was bowling 10 games on this, I don't know if I think I'd be around even.
Oh, I know.
All right, let's see.
I've had a couple lane issues on 47 with the sweep not catching pins, I think.
Yeah.
So they'll be a little behind.
You know, they've called it into the front desk. I'm very impressed with the mechanical staff here at Royal Scott.
They're on it.
Yeah, they're
very
on
fast.
it. They're quick. They got it. They've been incredibly helpful for us setting up. So just really, really, really good team. Good team here. Counter, snack bar, all the way to the back. I mean, the general manager was actually working a snack bar station all day today. That tells you the kind of support that they give. They're servicing their customers, doing a really good job. All right, Jason.
Scores are looking pretty high on 45 and 46, which is huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Looking a little further to the left, there's one gentleman open 4-bagger. And looking up and down the row, I see...
Ooh, on 54, we've got spare, 4 in a row.
Nice.
That'll be a good game.
Nice.
Yeah, breakdown must have been nice for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That was a great shot. Jonathan with a great shot.
All right, we got Dylan on, oh, not quite. He'll be on 46 in a second.
Couldn't quite get that one to hold. Now, the one thing I'll tell you, the difference, although there are multiple differences between two-handed and one-handed bowling, balance at the foul line is universal. You can post a shot at the foul line and your swing is headed toward your break point, toward your target. Doesn't matter how many fingers and thumbs are in the ball. You can perform. All right, here we go. Ryan Burgess, lane 47. Posted to finish.
Wow.
How about that? How about that right there?
That'll work. So Dylan on 46 has quite a few people he'd like to shout out today. He's got Connor, his mom, his dad, Joe, Jerome, Sarah, and Big Mark are the people he would like to say hello to today. And a pickleball player.
Nice.
Yeah. That's kind of getting big too.
Yes. The new hockey pickleball. Wow, another great
Wow,
shot there,
great ball.
Dylan. Joe Murr's up on 45. He's currently double, 8-spare double. Four pin.
What adjustment would you make off of a 4-pin?
Knowing what we know about this surface, you have unlimited move to your left. So I would literally feet left and more than your normal 2 and 1. I'd probably go 3 and 1.
Really?
Or 3 and 2 left. Yep. Yeah, there's hold to the left and hook to the right, so use it. Let's see what Devin has here. Left-handed two-hander playing in, and I black clouded him, didn't I? I am the black cloud.
Yeah, that went a bit high really late.
Yep.
He could pick it up. It's not unmakeable.
No, that's true.
Just needs to shoot for his 10.
Gets a good handful on the ball, too. So. We were talking off camera earlier. We call that 110%. Maximum effort. Nope. Spares are recording.
Caden's backswing reminds me of somebody on tour where he kind of opens up his wrist at the top of his backswing.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting.
All right. We're not going to jinx Jonathan on lane 47, but let's watch. Nice mixer for Mr. Burgess.
Oh, Nick did not like that one right off of his hand. Wow, Jonathan's standing really far back.
Oh!
Wonderful messenger.
Nicely done. That was epic.
No black clouds I saw.
Nope. That was a great shot. All right. Hung a 10. You're right, that swing is familiar.
Yeah, I can't think of who also does that. Is it Graham Thaw? Does he open up like that?
I think
He's
so.
lucky.
Just a little bit, yeah. Oops. That was just great off his hand right there. Levi, that ball was money the second he let it go.
He's so chill about it.
And the hair is epic.
Epic.
That is some epic hair right there. Uh-oh.
Oh, that got
window.
so far out.
Not the window. These bowlers are getting more and more comfortable with playing in, 20 years ago you didn't see it that often, and now it's just a fact of life that right-handers have to learn to get left. And then me being a left-hander, sometimes we get trapped with the right-handers crossing our paths too much.
Right.
So there's a struggle on the left as well, because you can only get so far left and trap it. One of the best that we have in trapping it is Spencer Robarge.
Really?
If you ever watch Spencer bowl, he can get left and trap up the edge pretty much better than everybody else.
Wow. He's still in college, right?
He just graduated. as a matter
Oh,
of
no
fact.
way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep, but he has the ability to get absolute dead left and trap the edge, where he can go around the right-handers and still make ball motion. There are certain patterns where that just doesn't work, but there we go. Reset the pins.
Oh, the bucket.
Oh,
That's it.
there we go. Front five for jump. He's on it.
Oh,
He's on it.
pumped about that.
Up, we've got a little delay on 47. It's not setting the 6 pin. Otherwise known as torture for right-handers.
Wow, pick up the bucket with the spare ball.
Interesting concept.
Very nice.
Often when you got a sleeper, it's a little bit of a play if you want to use your spare ball on anything like that. But one of our friends, who's also one of the top college coaches in the country, Kim Kearney, used to shoot all of her double woods with her spare ball. Anything, whether it was like a 2-8, 2-4-8, 3-6-9-10,
Wow.
spare ball.
You had to be dead accurate on that.
And Kim probably still is one of the most accurate bowlers I've ever seen.
Wow. Ooh,
Bounced it out of the back. All
that
right.
3-9-10's hard. I don't blame him for being upset about missing that one.
All right, Mr. Kingston Court right here.
Wow. How relieved.
He's in the right part of the lane. Didn't quite stick the landing, but he was in the right part of the lane. Okay, Mr. Burgess is throwing it well, and yes, that's a great physical game. He posts the finish really nicely.
These guys are like too tired to smile.
Yeah. They're thinking about dinner. Where are we going?
Young boys are always thinking about dinner. I don't blame them.
Keep hearing the word Culvers.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes, in my area, they have a Raising Cane's, something called Slim Chickens, and now they're opening a Zaxby's.
Oh, very good.
So, and then of course there's Chick-fil-A, and Popeyes. So on the way home from bowling, the conversation always turns to which chicken place are we gonna go eat.
Yeah. My post-tournament food ritual is always Taco Bell.
There you go.
Always.
Nice.
It might be the only thing that can put a smile on my face after going minus. Oh, almost had the messenger on 48.
Yeah, my big thing after is a local brew pub That's where it's like, because around each bowling center in my area, there's usually one or two good places to eat. And it's like, okay, where are we going? All right, 47's having trouble setting a full rack. So. Let's see if it gets it.
Got a lot of kids starting to pack up. Our day is almost done. You'll be watching the last two.
Yes, we are. Yeah, there's a pin stuck in the pin setter, hanging the 7 pin. Ooh, focus. Closing out next to us. So we got a 220.
I think the rack just knocked down those pins on 48.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he's missing the head pin.
Our pair is having trouble. They're freezing out Jonathan, who's got the front 5, but Jonathan is deep in thought. Off to our right, you can't see him, but he is not really worried about the situation.
Does Devin know that he needs the head pin? I don't know if they're telling him.
I believe so. Okay, good. We have to call it in on both lanes. Yeah. All right, let's see if 47's fixed. Lowered the rack, they cleared the pin that was stuck. We will move on from there. 47's re-racking, let's see what happens.
Oh.
Yep, Joe pulled that one a little bit. I think actually the lane is transitioning again for him. And the hardest part when you're at the end of a block or even at the end of a game and the lane goes into transition is I'm sitting in the 9th frame, do I move?
Right.
And that is a hard decision to make. The professionals, I've seen pro bowlers move on 6, 7, and 8 baggers because they knew the lane was changing.
Yes, that is what Justin said. He says that they know to move before something bad happens.
Yep.
It's very impressive, and that's really what distinguishes them.
Yep. Yeah, there's a whole different level for the guys that bowl on tour. I mean, you see them bowl on TV, and sometimes they bowl a bad game, but watching qualifying, and if you stay behind a specific player, if you've got a player whose form is close to yours, and if you follow them for a block and watch all their moves, that's something to learn there.
Yeah.
But
what's even more amazing is watching the notes they take, because in the PBA and the PWBA, especially the girls, they all have notebooks, and every single shot they write down something.
Mm-hmm.
They notice something about their ball motion, and that attention to detail is impressive.
Yep.
Oh, what a nice break.
Wow, Levi.
Levi, say thank you to the universe.
There you
That
go.
was nice.
Yep. Still needs to move. That lane is transitioning. But he's trying to save this game. He can get 2 teen out of it. All right. Jonathan's back up on 47.
You might want to stay here because they're
Nice shot.
Oh. Wow. So take that and let's make a move.
That's okay. He earned that break because of all
Yeah, he
the
got
time he
iced
had
out.
to wait. Yep, he had to
Yeah.
wait. Swing might have got a little tight. He's talking to his friends. He's fine. One of the things we were talking about yesterday in the parent session that Mike and Rochelle had mentioned was that if you try to focus for the entire block for every minute of the block, you won't make it. because your brain can't focus that hard for that long.
Wow.
Oh!
Messenger just split the 2-8 for him.
Nicely done.
Basically, yes.
Walked off like that's something I do every day.
Yeah. No biggie. No biggie.
But one of the things that we talked about in the session was that you can't stay in full focus for a 5-game block for the entire time. So you need to have those little mini distractions between each frame so that when you go back to the bowler's area, you can then reassert your focus. Because that doesn't burn you down nearly as much. You just have to find the right distraction. All right. Mr. Ryan Burgess, let's see what he's got. Got it in a little shove, no shove. Brooklyn.
Another Brooklyn.
There you go. Brooklyn's count. Okay, Jonathan's up on 48. Looks like he actually made a little bit of move left. Pulled it a
Oh, I
little.
did not see that.
All
Wonderful.
right, 3, 9, 10. Yeah, he got it in just a little bit.
It's all right. He'll still make a good game out of that, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Another bad break. All right, let's see if we can spare this. Nicely
Wonderful.
done. Nicely done. Well, it looks like he's just a little bit minus on the day if I read that correctly. So if he finishes this game out the way he started. Okay, Joe Mers on lane 45 can strike for 224. And got it light.
Almost.
Ooh, light.
222. Not bad.
Nothing wrong with that.
That pair is doing great.
Nice shot there as well. And when you close out like that, it makes dinner taste a whole lot better. Makes the
Oh,
evening
yeah.
go faster, you know. Not looking for a bridge to throw your bowling balls off of. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, but we can imagine a bridge.
That was a long time ago. All right. Mr. Ryan Burgess on the double. Still went high. Hasn't made that move. It is really hard when you're late in a block, late in a game to keep making those adjustments.
Yeah, I imagine they're so tired.
Yep. Yep, the lanes did change again. They are changing. All right, our friend Levi's up on 45, hoping to see. He strikes, high flush, very nice. He's going to save this game.
That'll help his main total out. Looks like he was a little low for this block, but
Yep.
this game will help a lot.
Yep, but when you take 72 in the fifth and turn it into something, that is not bad at all. There goes Levi again. Wham! Nice. Although from my seat, it's a little hard to see, but that looked like it might be a Summit Ascent, maybe?
That Levi's throwing?
Yeah. Nope, that is an
It's an
Origin.
Origin. Yeah.
Another great late block bowling ball. Get left, throw it right, watch it come back. That ball has, that core inside the Origin is a really, really good, great core. A little off, same spot, a whammo.
212.
You take 72 in the fifth and turn it into 212. That's some bowling right there.
All right, we got about 2 frames left for the guys on 47 and 48.
Yep.
Wow, on 5 and 6, Riley Bogard went front 10 for 288.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
Nicely done.
To do that the last game of how many have they bowled today? That would be his 10th
10th game.
Wow. And if any of you are checking out early, make sure to come back tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yep.
when round 3 starts.
And then we'll be on the long pattern.
And hopefully we see so many 200 pluses.
Oh, you're gonna see it. This is kind of like what we saw at East Providence, where the bowling center surface and the oil pattern come together to provide these kids the opportunity to strike a lot, and they will strike a lot. We have at my bowling center on Monday night, my Junior Gold Sport League bowls right next to the Adult PBA League, and the kids had been bowling on something called Red Square, which is a very flat, hard pattern, for about 4 weeks, because that was what our invitationals were on. And the first week back, I put them on a 3-to-1 sport shot, and it was raining 250s and 260s, and the adult league guys go, "Did you put them on the house shot?" And I'm like, "You want to try it next week?" And they said, "Sure." And the adults couldn't come close.
Yeah.
And it's like, just, it's so impressive how good these bowlers are.
Well, when all you do is practice on some of the hardest patterns, when you go back to something even just a little easier, it feels amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. A 2-8-10 pickup. That was amazing.
Jonathan is putting on a show on the live stream pair.
Wow. 6 strikes, 2 split conversions, and a spare. So good.
So if we had one more game to go, we'd put him on the live stream for about 5 minutes and talk to him.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe he might smile in the 10th frame if we're lucky.
We'll see. All right, let's see what Kingston has. He's moved deeper. Break point. Whammo!
Wonderful.
Nice. We were worried about Kingston yesterday, but it turns out it was his last day of school, so he had to go.
Oh,
So you got to go your last day.
yes. It's a pretty late last day.
Yep. With Maryland, they're not done until 3rd week of June. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They get the shortest summer ever in Maryland.
Terrible.
I know. They go back to school after Labor Day, but they're still in. 2 years ago when there were some snow days involved, they were like June 23rd was their out day.
I would cry.
Oh, torture.
Sounds terrible.
Torture.
I feel like we used to get off first week of May.
Yep. And didn't come back till after Labor Day, so we actually had a real summer. They don't anymore in Maryland, unfortunately.
So sad. Had a little 9th frame bug right there.
Yeah.
Foundation frames are spooky.
Yeah. The setup to get out.
All right, Ryan finishes with a 181. Still really good considering how hard this pattern is.
Yep, nice shot. Nice shot by Will. He can pull this out. He can get a
202.
202.
It's always nice to finish on a high game, even if the rest of your set was low.
Yep. got a little bit more of a conventional style too, so he's not quite as aggressive. His ball roll is very nice. He's throwing an IQ Ruby.
Is that what that is?
Nice shot,
Huh.
Whammo. Beautiful. These guys are striking them go plus for the game. Very nice. Now, one thing I can tell you with the IQ series, the Ruby is a beautiful bowling ball. The IQ AI, which just came out, is an amazing, beautiful color of green. Kingston strikes again. He's going to shoot 210. There you go, right
Wonderful.
there. I know there's some pro shops that still have rubies. Even
I
though
still
they-
have mine.
Yep.
It's a good ball.
Yep.
But the IQ AI is my new favorite league ball.
That is one of the prettiest. That's one of those where you pull it out of the box, and you know, our VIP shop, we get the ball early, put it on the front counter, and people are like pointing at it like.
And it smells amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yep. It's like, where is that from? I want one. Sounds like. Johnson got it. What? Oh,
Wonderful.
he is having a game.
I bet he's having so much fun right now.
He is. I'm sure he is.
Gosh, I would be.
He is putting on a show. That's going to be one of the craziest, if he strikes out, 251s you're ever going to find.
Seriously. Good thing this was all on live stream. I'd save that.
Yes, maybe. No. Oh!
my
He's
gosh.
got everything going on.
The universe is for him.
That's awesome. Like I said, if we had one more game, I'd just put him right in the booth for like just 2 minutes just to say hi to everybody, because this is an epic 250 he's throwing right now. Front six, split, normal spare, 210 spare. That's okay.
A
249.
clean game. 249.
249.
Wow.
He gets a round of applause for that one. That is awesome. All right,
And then
Legion.
he went plus with that, yeah?
Yep, sure did.
Good for him. Plus 42 if I can
Plus-
see that
yeah.
correctly.
That was nice.
They're hard to tell apart.
Jonathan,
Some of you 12 kids watching Kyle's days,
I'm giving him a minute.
15, 16.
Put the headset on for a second. That was one heck of a game.
Oh, okay, thank you.
We got Jonathan on the live stream right now. Here, let's get this camera. Let's get him on here. That was an amazing game.
Yeah, I needed to make up some pins this block.
Yeah, you sure did.
Yeah, I bowled like I forgot how to bowl earlier, so
What was going on when you got? So you had a six-bagger.
Yeah.
Doing great, and then you split and you make
So-
that.
yeah, on the left lane, I missed in a little bit on that after the six bagger. I think no, wait, yeah, I missed in a little bit. Was that the 3 9 10? Yeah. So then on the right lane, I thought I got it to the spot, and it just did the same thing. And then I tried to move on the left lane, and then maybe it was the right lane, I don't know. And then it just never cornered.
Wow.
So
Well, it
I don't
seemed
know.
like the universe wanted you to do well because you couldn't have done any better.
yeah, I was trying.
Oh, it was awesome.
Thank you.
That was nice to check in.
That was awesome.
That's what I want to do.
Wow.
And then he leaves a solid 8. Yeah, we were just talking to Mr. Prager, just left a solid, I mean, up to his armpits, solid 8-pin. But still pulls out with 212. That's plus to
bad.
the block as well, I believe.
Well, that concludes our second round of the Michigan SYC. And tomorrow morning, let's see, we start at 10 a.m. for the long pattern.
Yes.
And we'll give out the awards. We'll see who the winners are tomorrow.
Absolutely. This is going to be fun. See everybody tomorrow.
Yes, see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in.